Is it no video again? Is it doing that to me again? 1 second. Hey, okay. Oh. Oh no, I can hear myself. It shouldn't do that. That's not what I want from this. I had it open in a different tab. Okay, that's gone with. Okay, so I got quite nervous about this, and I've drank quite an excessive amount of coffee this morning, and then I got the coffee shakes. So I'm gonna have a little cuppa and like engage with the chat for a bit. And in like 15-20 minutes, when I'm no longer shaking from caffeine, I'm gonna start on my Christmas Eve baking. That's the plan. I don't know what to say now. This went better last night when I wasn't having a coffee day. I don't know why I did it. I never my hair. I never usually drink coffee, and I just got anxious, and I was like, I'm gonna have a caffeine that'll make me really raring to go for the live. And if anything, I think it's just made me tired and a little bit incoherent. How many of you guys were here last night? Is it like the same people? Can I re-ask where everyone's from? Or I don't want to ask again if it's all the same people, but I feel like it's also like it's some of you are the same, but it's not everyone, right? What's my latest or new special interest? I don't think I really have anything at the minute. I've just finished watching Shetland, and like that was a slog towards the end, to be honest with you. I'm really fixated on my Tusk project at the minute. I really want to get that like actually done in the new year, so I'm working on that. That's been sort of my main thing. When did I stream last night? So I when I announced doing the live streams, I mixed up my AM and PM for the 12:30 ones, and someone asked about it, and then I got this absolute fear that like loads of people loads of people were gonna log on for it at like 12:30 a.m. instead of p.m. because I put a.m. So I streamed at like that time, also to make sure that it was working properly. Oh, from Hastings, that's like down south. That's like Brighton, London area, right? I don't. That's the thing. People tell me where they're from in the chat, and I'm like, oh, so can I dox you? Can I figure out like exactly where you're from? I'm not actually going to dox anyone. Don't worry. I just like knowing where I'm talking to. Someone from the US. If you're from America and you're comfortable with it, I'd love if you gave me states. I like knowing about states. Mostly because I don't understand American geography. We covered that last night. So I'm like, that's what? East Coast, West Coast, where are you? Like, it's so fun. I've also not had very much sleep, Davinia. I also, am I saying your name right? It is Davinia, right? Because that's a pretty ass name, and that's how I've said it in my head the whole time, and I really like it. Oh, someone from Sheffield, big up. I I've never been to Sheffield. I just really like Jodie Whittaker. Germany. Oh my god. This is also I. Some of you guys I like actively speak to fairly often. I don't know your names. I just know your usernames. But I didn't realize you were in Manchester. We should hang out sometime. Manchester's easy for me. Hour east from Brighton. Ooh, Connecticut, New Mexico. Oh, I am saying it right, glad. Alabama, Pennsylvania, Argentina. I'm Oh, Chloe's a cute name as well. I'm amazed by how many Americans I have. I didn't think that many Americans watched. I didn't think that many Americans could understand what I say, to be honest with you. France, near Newcastle. The Kiwis always impress me. I'm always most impressed by the New Zealand people. I won't lie. Stole it yourself. I like the idea that like trans people steal a name, like a little like fey person. It's I see the green police box almost every day that's mentioned in Oh, yeah, I really need to go to Sheffield. That Taylor isn't creepy. Taylor's a babe. Taylor's a sweetheart. I'm sorry if he creeps you out. I swear he's a nice guy. I don't. Oh, I hate this. I don't know how to say Worcester. You from? Oh, I actually like Life is Strange. That's one of the very, very few games that I've actually played, and I got real fucking into it. I say that, most of what I remember is that I could make them kiss in the pool, and I was like, "Yes, we are." Michigan. Worcester. That's that would explain. That's easier. Norfolk. Oh, I'm see the thing. I'm impressed by anywhere that anyone's from because I'm just like, oh my god, people actually watch me. But it's when people are from like town names that I recognise in the UK or places I've been to, or any American state, or Australia and New Zealand because they're so far away. So anywhere, if you're from anywhere, I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I am just gonna be sipping my tea because that makes the coffee shakes go away. Remote Western Australia. See, I also this is off topic, but a lot of this is just going to be me rambling shit that comes to mind in the moment. I won't lie to you. But the thing with when people live like in places that I haven't been to and don't really like, I don't have a grasp or a concept of anywhere that I haven't lived, and I've only lived in England, Wales, and Denmark. So I'm very like, how do you live there? How do you live in remote Western Australia? Like, how do you do your food shop? What's the electric like? Do you always have power? Like things like that. I really want to know about how people are existing. I've I never watched Courage the Cowardly Dog because my horrible ex was like obsessed with it, and it just I don't get it. It seemed like a lot of shouting. What's 1 plus 1? I have no idea. I can't do maths, I'm afraid. Autistic, not alien. Yeah, it's when people like San Francisco. And last night when I did it, I had like two Kiwis and someone from Australia, and then Mike from Kent. And I was like, yeah, we need a Mike from Kent. There's always got to be someone from like Surrey, Kent, like just like somewhere, you know. Someone also asked where I'm from. I've moved around a lot. I'm currently living just outside of Liverpool. Ooh, silver dimes. I like collecting coins when it's like a place that I've been to. Like when I went to Turkey, I've still got like a few euros left over. I've still got some American dollars around. Ooh, Italy. What was it like living in Denmark? It's one of those things that I actually really want to make a video about at some point, but I also like I don't know how I would make it actually interesting and not just me chatting shit about myself, which I suppose really is what the lives are for. Because I fucking hated it. And there's a lot to why, including just like I was an undiagnosed autistic kid that had suddenly been uprooted and plonked down in another country while I did not understand the language or what anyone was doing. But also there's like I'm always reluctant to call it racism because obviously, like, I'm a white person. But there was a lot of like, oh, you have an accent, go back to where you came from. We don't want you here, and that was weird to be facing, and I didn't enjoy that, and it made me feel bad. So I didn't enjoy living in Denmark, but I also think that it would have been very different if I'd been older, if I hadn't been autistic, if I'd learned Danish before we went, things like that. You used to live in the middle of nowhere and had to drive ages to get anywhere. That's the thing I wouldn't want. I don't like driving. I don't like having to like travel far to get to a place. There's always a Dave. Everything's expensive and mouldy at our food shop. Our electricity is pretty good now, but the last few years it would always go off. Everyone knows everyone. It's full of weirdos. Think Hot Fuzz. See, I love the sound of that. The village that I grew up in as a kid was the type where like everyone knows each other, and it been a mining village. So a lot of the old people that were around when I was a kid had been miners, and they were just like very gruff and ready, and like I miss that way. Like you just go to town and like you knew everyone. I'd say go to town. We had like one main street that had like a greengrocers and a co-op and the doctor's surgery, but I liked that. It's the whole thing about like food deserts for a lot of places at the minute, though, isn't it? Everything being expensive and mouldy at food. That's such like a deep topic. I'm sorry. This is what I'm like in conversation essentially. Like in videos, I manage to like get on my one topic and I talk about that. In real life, when I'm just like talking, I just things pop into my head and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, food deserts. This really deep topic's really serious. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. That's just how my brain works. Yeah, prejudice or xenophobia is definitely more so the word that I'm looking for than racism. That's yes, thank you. Hello, Gabriella. It's peaceful in the country though, but everyone sucks. When I was in America, I got to we hung out with like people that lived. we didn't hang out. We got to live with like people that lived in Arizona because Winter's friends with them, and like they're my friends now, and it was lovely. But one of the people that they're friends with lived like out in the desert, and I didn't realize how like out in the desert it was going to be. It was insane. It was just like 5 houses bundled together in the middle of the desert, and they had like goats and cacti. And I would have loved to live there. It was so cool. Hot Fuzz was filmed in a city, believe it or not, the smallest city in the UK. I might look into that actually because I really like visiting filming locations, and so far I've only really done it for like Doctor Who, Ashes to Ashes, and Life on Mars. But like when I was in LA, we like drove past the college where they filmed Greendale for Community, and we went past the bridge where they filmed the bit where but Biff gets fucking covered in manure in Back to the Future, and like things like that. I absolutely adore. I love seeing where places were filmed. I really want to do more of that in the new year, I think. Oh, the Isle of Skye. Yeah, like there's a level to which I get like you have these random people moving in and not respecting your culture and taking over and whatever else, but it was, I don't know, it was a weird time. I didn't like it. It's not something I want to have to face again. It's not a way that I try to treat people. You know, I actively try to make sure I'm not making other people feel the way that I did during that situation. Oh, you're cleaning at the minute, so we can body double. Once I finish my cuppa, I'm gonna do some. I say that I might do some baking. I do really like just reading the chat and talking to you guys. I didn't expect it to be so fun. Oh, moving day tomorrow. Sleep well. Greetings from Spain. English is your special interest, major in linguistics, and you're doing your masters in literature. And you, oh, thanks for complimenting me accent. It freaks me out how many of you guys are actually like highly educated individuals. It's it's bizarre to me. I'm like, why are you here for this? Like, is this some sort? Am I the Carl Pilkington to your Ricky Gervais? Rural Alabama has a problem with food deserts. We have to drive far for quality foods, especially safe/same foods. Food's ridiculously expensive here despite high poverty levels. See, it's stuff like that where like I'm aware that it's a thing. Like I try to keep up with like general news issues. I think to a point, people and the way people live is like sort of a special interest for me. It I just I think I'm quite aware that the way that I live isn't necessarily like normal or the way to do it. It's just how I've like accommodated to myself to be comfortable, and seeing how other people exist in their way that's normal is just really fascinating to me. I really enjoy that. I really desperately want to go to New Zealand, and like part of it is just for filming locations I won't like because so much stuff that I really like is filmed in New Zealand. You want to go to Ohio to find the tree in Shawshank Redemption? Is Shawshank Redemption the one where he digs a hole in the wall with a spoon in the prison? Because if it is, I've seen that. If it's not, I haven't. Oh, the chat jumped. Don't have to go to uni to be smart. I know loads of smart people who haven't gone through higher education. Very true, but also like some of the people that comment are full on like I don't want to say psychologists because that's not the word they're using, but they're people that are like qualified in like the stuff that I'm rambling about, and that like they 100,000% know more than me. And I get that like lived experience is important as well, but like so many people absolutely know so much more than I do, and yet still watching me. Carl Pilkington is a much more respectable person than Ricky Gervais. Also, hi. Um, I said your name in a video years ago and I said it wrong, I think. Please tell me how to say your name. Mitch? Mitch? Mish? I don't fucking know. I'm sorry. I love learning but struggle with academic study. I just teach myself about stuff at home. But then I also like I don't read any like essays or studies or anything like that. So I feel like I'm not educating myself, but I also do watch a lot of like documentaries and just people's vlogs, and just the way that people do things and the way people exist and live is really interesting. And I guess I do really learn quite a lot from that. I also need to remind myself, and if you guys fancied reminding me, I wouldn't mind, to actually drink. Because after I finished the live stream last night, my mouth and my throat were a desert. I couldn't speak properly. I was genuinely afraid I wouldn't have my voice today. I kept waking myself up coughing. Like, I really screwed myself over a bit there. Anyone know any totally legal websites for Ashes to Ashes that isn't BBC iPlayer? Oh no, where's that message just gone? I've scrolled too far in the chat. Well, oh god, this chat's moving. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being here. But also, oh god, genuinely, one of my main passions in life is making people watch Ashes to Ashes. If you want to watch it and you don't have access to like iPlayer, if you're not in the UK, whatever, message me anywhere. Message me on I don't have Twitter anymore. Message me on TikTok. Message me on Instagram. I don't know where else you could message me. You can email me. Get in touch with me directly, and I will send you a link. I'm not even playing. Like I will do that for you. Oh, so many people saying nice things about my accent. Thank you so much. Oh my god, you lived in Shetland? You were born in Shetland and lived in Aberdeen, but I don't know if you were here for the very start of the chat, but I've just recently finished watching Shetland. I massively enjoyed it. Yeah, the one with the wall in the prison. I saw that one time. I went like, I watched it on tape because it was one of the movies that I was like, I should have seen The Shawshank Redemption at some point. Everyone talks about it, and like it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was. I get why people talk about it. I get why it was a big deal. It just wasn't like my kind of thing, you know. It is natural for autistic people to create our own little safe bubbles. And I like my little safe bubble as well, as much as I sometimes feel like I say it like it's a negative thing. I actively like it. I just also really like seeing what other people's safe bubbles are and how other people exist. It's just that you're genuine and authentic as opposed to a boring and pretentious academics. To be fair, I really need to do an updated video on like autistic content creators that I watch because I've started watching quite a few people that are quite like qualified and genuinely know what they're talking about and provide sources and stuff. And I think a lot of people should probably be watching them more so than me, to be fair. Oh, you're learning Dutch. I've heard things about that being very difficult. I I don't trust people really when they talk about languages being difficult or easy because Danish is meant to be like relatively easy to learn if you know English, and I really struggled. The Mädchen du hast. I mean, I still said it the way I just fucking said it. I will have to listen to that and I will actually say it properly. I'm so sorry that it's taken me this long. I do feel like a proper twat about it. Paradise Found. I'm not reading your comment aloud because I just don't need that type of ego. But like, oh, thank you. How nice of you to say. I'm gonna. I'm really sorry. I feel mean skipping anybody, but I'm just gonna scroll to the bottom of the chat because I feel like I'm so far up and I'm missing things. I'm sorry. I've just ignored a load of people. I'm a twat. Deal with it. A lot of academia is gate kept behind overly complicated language. I also would have sacked it off after a year. But that's the thing is like I don't feel like I should have to use big words and speak posh in order for what I say to have value. But then I'm also aware that like so many people don't see what I say as having value because of the way I say it and stuff that like I get aware of it. Started watching Life on Mars this week and love it. If you, I right, I've done this in videos and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it 1,000 more times in the next like 30 years that I do this. Ashes to Ashes is so much better on Life on Mars. And I genuinely don't understand why so many people prefer Life on Mars. And I've had so many people be like, oh, it's the nostalgia though. And I'm like, I get it. I get the nostalgia. I watched Life on Mars back in 2006 and I didn't see Ashes to Ashes until 2020. But the moment that Alex Drake was on my screen, I was like, oh, this is better. This is so much better. Like everything about Ashes to Ashes, everything about Alex, it's just so much better than anything to do with Life on Mars and Sam. I'm sorry, it is. Oh, I've done it again. See, every time I take too long to like go off about something, the chat moves. So what I'm gonna do is every time I go off, I'm then gonna go to the bottom of the chat and start from there. And I'm sorry, that's just how it's gonna be. People, if you really want me to see something, say it again. I don't mind. Oh, you wish you could spend Christmas alone and not with your crazy family? That's valid. Oh, so many people say nice things about my accent. I really thank you. You don't need the nostalgia. It is better. It is a better show, and it's not so much that I think it's a better show. Like you do need Life on Mars to get to Ashes to Ashes. I wouldn't recommend anyone just watch Ashes to Ashes. I do think it adds a lot for me personally, but I just don't care about it as much. I don't care about Sam for one. I'm sorry. I could not give two shits about Sam Tyler. I care about Jean so much. I care about Chris so much. I do like Annie. I do miss Annie a bit in Ashes, but we get Shaz. Like everything that I miss from Ashes from Life on Mars, there is a better equivalent of in Ashes to Ashes. It's just the way it is. Yeah, that's the thing as well, is that a lot of the time Ashes to Ashes just isn't included. And I also think it had like a much larger run. Like Life on Mars, you can get Life on Mars on DVD in like any charity shop. It's kind of rare to find Ashes to Ashes. And it's really expensive, like online on eBay and stuff. It comes to like sometimes it's like 40 quid plus for the box set. And and it's like £2 for the box set of Life on Mars. So I feel like more people have seen it. But yeah, I haven't seen Blake Seven. I googled this last night because people were saying about it, and I don't know. It didn't immediately make me want to watch it. I won't lie from what I googled because I also am not the biggest fan of classic Who. Like I've watched it because I felt like I had to be a Doctor Who fan as a 14-year-old. I didn't love the majority of it, to be fair. Like by the time it gets to Sylvester McCoy and Ace, that's where I'm like, oh, okay, this is starting to get somewhere. And then we get Paul McGann, and I'm like, oh yeah, I enjoyed that. And then we get to Christopher Eccleston, and I'm like, oh, I love this. All the stuff before then, I watched it. They did lean into having fun with the cool shots. That shot when they come through fucking London Bridge on the speedboat is one of my absolute favourite scenes in the whole entire world. And, like I went off about it when I got the script, but the that first scene when it's shot through Alex's leg as the Quattro pulls up and they all get out of the car, it's just so fucking sick. There's so many moments where I'm just like, I love the way it looks. I just love seeing it. Alex Drake is such an amazing character. I I'm gonna start. I You ran into no, this happens all the time. People are aware of Life on Mars and they're like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed that show. And then I'm like, what about Ashes to Ashes? And they're like, what? And I'm like, Ashes to Ashes? And they don't know it exists. It's hard. It's difficult. See, I've had a lot of people recommend Blake Seven to me. I do think maybe I would like it because I really enjoyed the one with Joanna Lumley and David Mitchell, Sapphire and Steel, and I feel like it maybe has that kind of vibe. I don't know. See, Christopher Eccleston was my favourite Doctor until we got Jodie. It was just that Jodie like knocked him down a peg for me. I do really love Christopher Eccleston a lot though. Oh, you know what annoyed me recently? The I saw a TikTok that Lidl was selling Hot Wheels cars of the 80s Quattro, and obviously it's not like meant to be an Ashes to Ashes thing, but it is. So I spent like 4 hours walking to all the different shops in my vicinity and looking through all these fucking bins of Hot Wheels cars, and I couldn't find it. So now I turned to eBay, and there is like an official Ashes to Ashes Quattro, and it's like 70 fucking quid. And I'm really, really mad about it because there's like no official merch, and the one bit of official merch is so overpriced. I can't like I was gonna be like, I know I bought this, but like everything I've bought recently has been really cheap. All of it's been less than a tenner, you know? Like I really cannot justify spending 70 quid on a little play car. Oh, Joanna Lumley's a special interest for you. Oh, she's one of those people where she hasn't quite been in enough things that I really, really love to become a special interest in the way that like Jodie Whittaker or Keely Hawes are, but I do really love Joanna Lumley. And my favourite thing Joanna Lumley was in was Shirley Valentine, if anyone's seen that. I really love that. You love Lego and Star Trek and Minecraft. I I think I want to get into Lego, you know. I used to really enjoy Lego as a kid, and I never really got to get the sets because it was so expensive, but I think I would like that. And I also love Minecraft, to be fair. I don't currently have like a computer that manages to play Minecraft, but I really want to get something that I can play Minecraft on. My main special interest is Doctor Who and Ashes to Ashes. That's just how I am. Yeah, Sapphire and Steel, I never knew what was really going on. I was just like, Joanna Lumley looks so pretty right now. Like, she just looks perfect in it. I didn't I I don't think I watched all of Absolutely Fabulous, you know. I was thinking about this the other day because I saw the pilot of an American version that I did not watch. I don't want that. But it made me remember that like I really don't think I watched all of it because I ended up really not liking Jennifer Saunders very much. I felt bad about it, but Joanna Lumley still would be an excellent Doctor Who, to be fair. I love Joanna Lumley. I've like women that are old enough to be my mother or grandmother, I just love them. Shirley Valentine is a fantastic safe film to have. Like it really like it hits you in the feels, but also is like really empowering. Like it's so good. Oh, is it David McCallum? I could have sworn it was David Mitchell in like not. I didn't think it was David Mitchell like of Mitchell and Webb in Sapphire and Steel. I thought the man was just also called David Mitchell. I'll see playing Minecraft on the phone, like the App Store version. It doesn't hit. I need like the full world, and I'm not paying $7.99 to play it on my phone. Oh, Chloe, fucking setting up a community server for Minecraft would be so much fun because I've never played on servers. I always just had my own I've always played just on my own survival mode and just been like, I'm building a tower and there's going to be a bridge to this mountain where I'm going to mine. Having like an actual community server would be so much fun. See, the thing with like Lego being expensive is that like a lot of the smaller sets that I've seen that are the ones that I would actively want to own, they're a fair price when you consider that like you get the piece that like is going to be a display thing and you get the fun of building it and it's an activity. Like I don't think they're too expensive. I'm scared of new special interests because if I don't have enough money, I suffer a lot. That is so real. Regular minders to have a drink, thank you. Oh, Stardust, that's such a nice comment, thank you. That's the thing is I don't want these to be like boring, but I am also like I just want to hang out. Like I just want to feel like I'm hanging out with people on Christmas and not be lonely, you know? Didn't Jennifer Saunders turn out a bit turfy? Maybe. That would be one to look into. I saw about her taking her children fox hunting and was like, oh, but like she does strike me as someone that'd have a bit of turf energy. Joanna Lumley played the Doctor in the was it Children in Need or Comic Relief? I remember her doing it. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not, she wasn't the Doctor, you know. I wanted to be the Doctor. I absolutely do want to do the Minecraft thing. Actually, I've thought for a while that I want to do some sort of like live stream type thing because I spend a lot of time on my own where I'm like I want to do a thing, but I also would like to be like hanging out with people. But I don't know how to do any of it, so we're gonna get round to that. I te- I was gonna be like, technically I do have a Switch. I don't technically have a Switch. Winter has a Switch, and I would be allowed to use it and borrow it and play. If I can figure out how to like do it via Switch and have a server and stuff, if that would work, I would do that. That would be fun. Minecraft Realms can have mods put onto them. I've never been able to play Minecraft with mods, but I would really want. Wait, no, I did one time. What did I do? I spent hours and hours downloading some sort of mod and then I like giggled at it and forgot it existed essentially. Coffee does dry you out. People's interest been piqued by the Minecraft discussion. See, I used to play the Pocket Edition of Pocket Edition of Minecraft when I was in high school on the iPod Touch. And then when I got a laptop, I bought like the actual one. To be fair, if I logged into like a Steam account, I think, oh no, it's my old email account that I don't have access to. I don't think I would be able to get my game back and not have to pay another 30 quid for it. But if I can do it from Switch, that would be fun. See, people are like, it's easy enough to run your own Minecraft server on your local machine. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. You think my laptop can handle Minecraft? You're wrong. It just about handles editing videos, which wouldn't be so annoying if it wasn't that I paid like £800 for it in 2020 and it's a MacBook, you know, like it should be a fancy high-tech computer. I got it. I didn't. So I paid less for it because it was from Cash Converters, but it was still sealed, so it wasn't brand new, but it was brand new, you know? We could all do a big build together. I would love that. See, I also like the idea of doing Zoom calls because I would like it if it was more of like an actual hangout and not me hosting the show. But you know, I take what I can get. Minecraft isn't on Steam. So what did I have? I downloaded some sort of app that I had to have to be able to play it and use it. Me and my partner made a world with mods and the lag was killing my ADHD. See, that's the thing. Any sort of lag in a game, my interest is over. I can't even like when it took me a really long time to start playing Skyrim purely because I couldn't get past that bit at the start when you're on the cart. I just got so bored that I'd stop playing. Like it really took me out. How do you all deal with sort of putting people on pedestals? I've noticed how really romanticize friends slash dates and think they're the best and amazing and then realize they're not. That's so real. I'm not good at it either. That's the kind of thing that I would ask. So I don't really know why. I've put. Let's pretend I've said it so that other people actually reply to it because I do that too. As soon as I meet someone, I'm like, oh my god, they're actually the best person ever. This is so great. I think they're just so amazing. I just love being around them. And then 6 months later, I'm like, why are you being a massive asshole? Like, it's rough. It's 2:03 a.m. on the 25th right now. Oh yeah, because you're in New Zealand, aren't you, Christopher? Oh, Merry Christmas. You get most of your tech from CX. Two-year warranty from CX. Ooh. I really need to get a new phone, so I might do it that way. Oh, you wish Christmas lunches were like this. I mean, my Christmas lunch is going to be like this for sure this time. I should be able to set it up on my laptop. Link your Switch to a Minecraft Microsoft account. Yeah. I'll look into it. I'll try and figure out if I can like stream Minecraft from the Switch and not only do that, but like have it as a server so you guys can join in. That would be really fun. I stopped having expectations of people because I've had too many disappointments. Yeah, pretty much. I just assume that everyone's going to disappoint me. I just assume that everyone's actually the worst and they're just hiding it. I haven't watched Big Brother, but I kept seeing bits of a Lily on it. I think it was Lily. The two girls that were on it, the one that was like really loud and definitely neurodivergent and the lesbian, I loved them. I absolutely loved them. That was the most tempted I've ever been to watch it, but I still didn't. I am going to bake cookies. We discussed at the start that I drank too much coffee because I got a bit anxious about doing this. So then I got really shaky and like caffeinated. So I'm just drinking this cup of tea and calming down, and then we're gonna go and bake some cookies. I've been asked for advice from other autistic people. I had to say, I'll let you know when I've worked it out myself. I feel like that's kind of the point of my channel, to be fair, is that we're sort of figuring it out together. And there's a lot of things that, like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I've been through and that I've had to deal with and get through. I still don't necessarily know that I've, like, figured it out, you know? Got a friend who I thought was a godsend, and I'm acting more autistic. They're constantly getting mad at me and accusing me of being mean or difficult. That's exactly what I had with my ex-housemate, only it wasn't even me acting more autistic. They were just around me more and they were like, why are you so annoying? And I was like, I've always been like this. I also kind of assume everyone's out to get me, Davinia. I can't lie to you, but just got to keep going and keep trying and do your best, aren't you? Like, people were really mean to Lily. Like, it really annoyed me seeing them in the comments and stuff. Like, I don't know. I've been around a lot of loud people. Just if you don't want to be around a loud person, go away for a bit. It's not their issue that you're annoyed. I really liked Lily. See, it's the thing with like the anxiety around streaming is that like I did my little stream last night to be less anxious, and I really enjoyed it. So I really don't know why I got so very nervous about it this morning. Otis is laying behind my computer and he's starting to spread out. He's being so cute. I'll show you him before he... No, he's moving, never mind. I can't do coffee anymore, it makes me way too wide to the point of shaking really bad. That's literally what happened. I only had 2 coffees. Like, it's not like I was like down in pints of it, but it absolutely sent me. My only friend at the minute's Winter, so like, don't worry about it. If you're okay sharing, Dana, what kind of music do you like? Oh, thank you, Daniel. I do quite enjoy talking about music because I had my whole big realization recently. I don't like music. Like, I do, but I don't. All of the music that I listen to ties back into my special interests in some way. And because my special interests are movies and TV shows, it feels like I almost don't actually like music. So like I listen to a lot of David Bowie because I love Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes. I listen to a lot of Alanis Morissette because she was in Dogma. I listen to the Foo Fighters because Dave Grohl was in the X Files. I listen to David Duchovny for the same reason. Like, even when like I've been listening to a lot of Chapel Roan as well. I actually really like. I wasn't too sure at first. I was like, there's like maybe like 2 songs on the Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess album that I like, and then the more I've listened to them, the more I've found other songs on the album, and I would say that I'm a Chapel Roan fan at this point. And even with that, like she doesn't directly tie into any of my special interests. But the song Pink Pony Club really, really, really makes me think of Nan and Kitty Butler in Tip and the Velvet. And it's stuff like that. Like all of her songs remind me of some like lesbian couple that I like in something. I spent way too long talking about that. Sorry. Oh, hi, Pixie. Is that... This is another one where I'm like, is that your name or am I sounding like an idiot calling out people's usernames? I I think it's one of those where I'm just gonna get nervous right before I do it, and then once I'm here and you're all being nice to me, it's really easy. Everyone's too loud sometimes. Like, people just need to be nicer to each other, honestly. Especially like I everyone that I've ever known that's autistic has moments where we get excited about stuff and you get a bit too loud and then you realise you're being a bit too loud. And like there's just no need to be rude about it. Oh, the chat's jumped again. I don't want to have to like try and scroll up. I'm sorry. I know you said your autism assessment report mentions you might have ADHD. Do you think you do? Do you identify with it? It's a rough one because I do think that like when I watch other people's like ADHD content, it's very... I don't find it that relatable a lot of the time. Like I do feel like a lot of the manifestations of my neurodivergence are very autism based. But then I do also think that like a lot of my autistic traits sort of and a lot of my anxiety sort of mask a lot of things that would be ADHD traits. So like when I watch stuff, I move around so much. I move all the time when I'm not being seen. If I'm on camera, if someone's in the room, I'm a very still person. But if someone's not there, I'm constantly moving and like I have to be. Like there's lots of little things like that where no one else would ever see it. But when I really think about it, I am like, hmm, hmm. So like with waiting lists and trying to sort my life out and all that kind of stuff, I don't know if it's something I'm ever actually gonna like look into and go for. I won't lie, but I do think it maybe is something that's laying there. And the chat's jumped again. Everyone calls you Pixie because you're really short. Oh bless, that's so sweet. I always I've always wished that I was short. Always too quiet or too excited or loud. That's so real. For real, like trying to like just see, especially when there's so much overlap, and it's like I don't want to be all like, oh my god, guys, I think I have ADHD, when like there is just sort of a natural overlap between certain autistic traits and certain like ADHD traits, you know? And then like with the trauma stuff as well, like it's I also like I as much as like self-diagnosis massively is valid, and I think people should do it and accommodate to yourselves. If you've figured your shit out, you figured your shit out. But I personally cannot self-diagnose. I had like the 2 years that I was on the waiting list for my autism assessment. And I was just like, I don't know if I'm autistic or not. And it's like I fucking did. I knew full well that I was autistic. I'd done all the research. Like it was so obvious. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't say it. I couldn't acknowledge and accept any of it until I had a diagnosis. And it's very much the same with everything else. I don't know what that ramble was, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm also like going really loud and then really quiet. I'm 5'11". I'm very nearly 6 foot tall. I'd love to be positive about it, but I fucking hate it. Like I've never felt so. The fucking the Taylor Swift lyric, "Everyone else is just a sexy baby and I'm a monster on the hill." That hit for me. Like I don't often heavily relate to Taylor Swift lyrics, but I was like, oh god, that's me. I'm taller than fucking everybody ever. Like I'm always really, really. Oh, I hate it. I'm Gary Barlow's son. It's horrible. Oh, you're 5'4", 5'10" at least. Like, come on, tall girls unite. You're 5'11" too. Like, it's not so much that I'm a monster. It's that I'm Gary Barlow's son. It's all of my pictures from like high school and primary school where everyone else comes up to like here on me and I'm just stood there. It was I don't enjoy it. Oh, hi Lynn. I don't give tall vibes. Yeah, that I don't want to be like, that upsets me because like your comment specifically hasn't upset me. But I've had a few times that I've met people that like I knew online first, or that like yeah, that like people that I haven't met in person initially, or like we met while we were sat down, they didn't necessarily realize how tall I was. And then when I've actually met them in person, they've been like, "Oh God, I thought you were gonna be like 5'5", and I'm like, no, I'm up here, I'm up in the clouds. I really wish that I was shorter. I don't like it. See, 5'7", 5'8", that's perfect. Hi, Webhead. I hope you have a good Christmas too. Yeah, people like I haven't had it in a good while to be fair, because I feel like people kind of are taller now. Like I feel like in fairness, it has been a while since I've been like the single tallest person in the room. But like people used to, especially when I was a kid, people would always be like, "Oh, aren't you big?" And I'd be like, "What the fuck are you trying to say, mate?" I really hated it. Were my parents tall too? My dad was 6'8". My mum was like 5'6", but my dad was 6'8", so like I see where it came from. But like by the age of, I think I was like 10 or 11, like I was definitely still in primary school when I hit the same height as my mum. I don't understand height in foot. What? 171 centimeters, I think. It does make you stoop so much. Like I have the worst posture. I'm so convinced that it's because I constantly like, I don't want to look as tall as I am. Oh, how come you don't like being tall? I just I feel like it makes me feel more visible, honestly. Like I feel like if I was like some short little cutesy girl, I could just blend in and not be noticed. But like it's just my like awkward, anxious face constantly looking over everyone else's heads. Right, like, you can get a stool, you can if you're short, you can wear fucking stilts if you need to, like, if you wanna be tall for a night out, you can wear some platforms. I can't be shorter, I can't be smaller than I am. I'm just stuck like this. Holy shit, your dad was 6'8", yeah. We had to kinda dark, we had to get him a specially built coffin because he was so tall. What movie/TV shows do you think present autistic people really well? Heartbreak High has Chloe Hayden in it. I can't playing Quinny. I do remember the character's name. She's fantastic. I absolutely love that. I think she's some of the best autism representation that I've seen ever. And the fact that like one of the people that I found and was like when I was first figuring stuff out and was like, wait, am I autistic? Chloe Hayden was one of the first people I watched, and getting to see her like go off and be in a Netflix show and stuff's been really fun. And especially that she's getting to like represent autism in it. It's a kind of Spark is a new one on. It's not new really anymore, but that's a newish one on the CBBC, the CBBC. But that's like they're both specifically have autistic characters. Like that is a focus of the show, and they're both really really good. And then I have videos on my channel. Sorry, I have videos like talking about like my autistic headcanons and stuff where you can get into more of that because I can't think of anything else right now. Thank you. Somebody relates to height making you more visible. Like I just feel like everybody can look at me. See, it's easier for you to hide being barely above 5 foot. Height in centimeters, I think is 171. I've googled it at some point. I think I'm 171 centimeters. 6'5" is also pretty dang tall, to be fair. I'm so sorry, Pixie. I was about to be like, "How do I lose inches?" And then I read what you actually said, and I was like, "No, I'm good. I don't want to lose the inches." Sheesh. Quinny was great. Quinny was so good. I've seen the second season of Heartbreak High. I just didn't make a video about it. It's a kind of Spark had me in tears quite a lot. I won't lie. I really need to read the book. I watched quite a few interviews with the author when the show came out, and I was watching it. But like, I didn't end up reading the book, and I really should. Big Bang Theory. What when I was I hate how much I do this. Doing this live is making me realize how much I must do this in conversation with actual people. But back when I was in LA, we went on the Warner Brothers studio tour, and the cast for Young Sheldon were outside one of the lots getting their lunch, and the little like carrier van thing that we were in. Everyone was like taking pictures and being like, "Oh my god!" And Winter was like, "It's the cast of Young Sheldon," and I was just like, "I know." I I just why would I if Big Bang Theory wasn't even good, why would the spin-off be good? There's a new Wallace and Gromit. I've never been a big Wallace and Gromit person. Like, I don't know, I just didn't see it much as a kid. Like, I don't really know why I didn't, but I loved Shaun the Sheep, and I'm fairly sure that's from the same people. Obviously, the Doctor Who Christmas special is gonna be fab. I'm buzzing for Gavin and Stacey. I'm really looking forward to Outnumbered. For the most part, I like watching the things I've already watched. Like, I'm gonna watch the Bottom Christmas special at some point. I love the Bottom Christmas special. I adore Bottom in general, and the Christmas special is one of my absolute favourites. I'll probably watch at least one of the Vicar of Dibley Christmas specials for Keeley. Uh, I'll watch Nativity at some point. I watch Nativity every year. It's my favourite Christmas film. Get the mallet. Oh, 5'11" is 180 centimetres, apparently. I don't know what Minecraft Dungeons is. I don't get all the weird little side games that they've done for it. Oh, getting singled out for sports in school for being tall. I got put into my fucking primary school team's basketball team. Fat little undiagnosed, like no coordination, like basketball team. I spent such a long time getting the ball just bounced off my back. It was a nightmare. Literally just it's the cast of Young Sheldon. Like, oh, it's Ellen DeGeneres. I don't care. I wish I was hooked on The Sims 4. My laptop would not let it work. Oh, of course, Shaun the Sheep became your fucking nickname. I hate when kids do that. I'm so sorry that happened. It's one of those things though where I wish that I'd been born a little bit sooner and in America because I feel like people would have tried to bully me with Dana Scully and I would have been like, "Ugh, it's me, Dana Scully." Like it could have been so nice. Oh yeah, that's the thing is being any this one's directed at Gabriella, being any sort of like the tallest, the shortest, the skinniest, the fattest, it's just not fun. I'm like the Shaun the Sheep game was that like do you mean like an actual game or do you mean the ones that were on like the CBBC website? Because you've just like absolutely jogged my memory of those ones. I have watched Harry Potter. I was a big Potterhead growing up. And then all the JK Rowling stuff really ruined it for me. It's one of those where like I know a lot of people are quite like, don't watch Harry Potter, don't engage. And I'm very like, I get that so many of us grew up with it as comfort things, and it was so many people's special interest. If it's something you're able to still engage with without feeling icky about it, go for it. Like, don't give her any money, don't buy merch and stuff. Or if you do, do it from like small businesses and people that are like stealing the copyright. But I just, every time I've tried to watch Harry Potter, it just makes me feel icky and I don't enjoy it like I used to. I'm glad that there's some love for Bottom in the chat. Bottom is one of my absolute favourites. Sims 4 is an expensive hobby. I can see that being. See, that's the thing is with Sims, it's not expensive for me because I just need the base game. I just want to keep designing my little families, have them live for like 3 days, and then start designing a new person. That's all I want to do. Everyone was like, "You're secretly a man because of my height," and guess what? I'm literally a trans man, so jokes on them. See, that's just what they throw around though, because I had it as well, and I was constantly like, "I'm not a man." And I remember I did that once. Someone was like, "What are you, fucking dyke?" And I was like called out, like shush. Yeah, the Shaun the Sheep games on the CBBC website. I don't remember what the actual game was, but I remember sitting at the family computer in the living room for like fucking hours clicking away playing it. Oh, I'm with you, Davinia. I'm not. I like. Not only do I feel icky about like just engaging with anything Harry Potter, I just also really, really don't want to give her any money, and I don't trust myself to not accidentally do that by just not realizing. Do you play any other video games? No. Literally my entire I can give you my entire video game background because it is brief. Um, I played some of those weird frog games as a really, really little kid that I don't really remember. I very briefly occasionally got to play bits of Halo because my brothers had Xbox originals. It was just the Xbox. They had Xboxes and I'd watch them play for like hours and hours and hours waiting for my turn and I would occasionally get to have a turn. Then I didn't play. I also played the Pac-Man game, but the one where like you're an actual little dude and you can like collect the shield to go underwater and like the Pac-Man PS1 game and also some of the Spyro games. And then I didn't play anything until I got with my horrible boyfriend when I was 16 and he had an Xbox 360. And that was when I played Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. Some of GTA, Grand Theft. Oh my god, I forgot what it was called. GTA 4. I played like quite extensively, but I just drove around. I just drove around. That was all I did. I didn't like do anything. I was just like, I'm driving on train tracks. I'm stopped at a traffic light. And then I played some Overwatch. I played Skyrim for about 14 hours a day for like 3 weeks and then was like, I need to stop doing this. I've dabbled in Sims and Minecraft various times across that. And I've also played Life is Strange. That is it. That is all of my video games. Oh, the chat jumped again. Hi, Sophie. We've talked about how technologically illiterate I am. There's no way I'm gonna manage to pirate a game. Like, oh, see, it's dangerous for me when people are like, "Oh, J.K. Rowling ruined Harry Potter for me. I need a new fandom." Can we single-hand like, there's a bunch of you here that are forced to watch Ashes to Ashes. Can we just single-handedly start, like, a proper Ashes to Ashes fandom and start making, like, content and talking about it online and make other people get into it? Like, can we please make it a thing? The bullies always know better, Chloe. I swear to God. Like, so many of the things I was bullied for, like, 10 years later, I was like, wait a fucking minute. Like, my primary school nickname was Retardus because you got the R slur in there as well as TARDIS because I was really into Doctor Who. And obviously, everyone who's into Doctor Who is an R slur. But, like, they were right. Oh, I wish I could have seen Bottom Live, like, actually live as well. I had a hat. I had a hat that was like Bottom Live merch, and I've just remembered it, and I haven't seen it in years. I definitely don't own it anymore, and I don't know what happened to it. Oh my God, this chat, stop doing that. Like, it's not you guys as in the chat, it's like the actual how I'm looking at it. It just keeps jumping. Okay, we're gonna have to go to the bottom of the chat and go from here. I'm sorry. I need a techie mate to do the downloading for me too. Yes. Okay, we're gonna start doing Ashes to Ashes fan art. We're gonna start doing Ashes to Ashes edits. We're starting the full on fandom. You will have to watch Ashes to Ashes. Everyone will. I'm glad that you all enjoyed my primary school nickname. Right, anyone that wants to watch Ashes to Ashes, follow me on Instagram, and I'll create a group chat on Instagram. I will send you a link to watch it, and we can talk about it in there. Maybe I'll start a Discord. I'm so sorry, Chloe. You've become my tech person. You really have. Feel free to tell me to fuck off at any given moment. Can we start a Discord where we can actually play the show and everyone can watch it at the same time? Is that an opportunity, like a possibility? You don't need to watch Life on Mars first, but I would recommend it. But I also have been thinking that I might do a video explaining Life on Mars so that people can just jump straight to Ashes to Ashes. Yo, I genuinely, I don't think I own my Bottom Live hat anymore. Like, I don't know what would have happened to it, but I genuinely don't recall having seen it in the last, like, 5 years. Okay, yeah, we'll do a Discord. I've been thinking about it for the longest time, but I was so scared of you guys. Like, I've been so nervous, like, even replying to comments and then doing, like, the live last night and this so far, it's just really nice, and I'm not so terrified anymore, and I'm like, "Actually, I should." Like, I put all this effort into making content to find people like me, and now that you're here, I'm like, "Oh my God, you're just like me." See, the thing with Life on Mars is that I don't think you necessarily, like, have to watch it, but also not the last scene, but the scene with Sam towards the end, you know what I'm talking about if you've watched it. It's one of the most beautiful scenes of television. Like, it's not even one of, like, my top 5 favorite shows because Ashes to Ashes is so much better, but there's so many shots in it where I'm like, "That is television," you know? Like, it is really, really good. Ashes to Ashes is the sequel to Life on Mars, yeah. I don't know why I said a yeah. Like, so you can see screencast videos on Discord, but the quality can be terrible. I don't do people care about quality? Like, I'll watch stuff that looks like it's on a potato. Got a name for chat? Can we come up with a name for the Discord? I don't know what to call things. It's not so much David Bowie themed, so much a sort of. I'm not sure the writer's even like meant to base it on his songs, but there's like "Scream Like a Baby" where they say like, "I remember Sam because he was like me," and that song's on the Scary Monsters and Super Creeps album that has Ashes to Ashes on it. So like, I don't know if I'm just making my own connections. I won't lie to you. I've just overthought it way too much. I have one episode left of Life on Mars, but you really don't want to finish it because you've enjoyed it so much. I promise you, you will enjoy Ashes to Ashes more. And the great thing is that when you finish watching Ashes to Ashes, you have the big decision of if you want to go back and watch Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes, or if you want to just keep watching Ashes to Ashes in a loop forever. It's great. Like, I won't lie, if on the Discord, I'm not watching Life on Mars again. I tried to watch it with Winter, and we got like we got maybe like 5 or 6 episodes in, and I was like, "Look, Winter, you're not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this. Can I explain to you what happens to Sam, and we can just fucking skip to Alex? We can get to the good part." And they were like, "Yeah, go on." So we did that. They still haven't finished Ashes to Ashes though. Like, absolute fake friend. Mr. Robot. I haven't heard about that. I should. There's so many things that I haven't heard of, and it's unsettled me a little bit. I thought I was so much more aware of things. Writing comments is pretty scary though. Leaving comments, replying to comments, trying to like get the right tone and stuff, like all of it really scares me. Having it like this where you guys can comment and I can be myself and you can I really get scared about how I come across to people because I've had a lot of moments when I was younger and I'd comment on YouTube videos and the person would reply and I'd be like, "Oh, you seem a bit like I'm watching your content. I'm being a fan. Like, why are you being kind of weird with me?" And I'm really scared that I'm gonna have that kind of vibe with people. And I feel like if you can see my face and hear my tone of voice, it's not like that, and we can actually interact better. But I don't know. The Discord name needs to be a pun. Absolutely. Oh yeah, the Life on Mars Ashes to Ashes sequel that was meant to happen was going to be called Lazarus. They wrote the script for it, but it was then dropped by the BBC. So they did one script reading in London that I didn't get to go to, and it fucking devastated me. But you can find reviews of the script online, and I'm kind of glad that it's not getting made. I didn't like the sound of it at all. I don't think the writers understand it in the way that I do. I'm going to write a sequel, okay? At some point, I'm going to see, my thing at the minute is I really want to do Puppet Tusk. That's like my main like creative focus at the minute. But I love doing stuff with paper. I really like making the puppets last time was really fun. If I enjoy actively like making the actual like moving film part of it, I think that might be my future thing. And maybe I'd make like a sequel in paper puppets. I don't know. Oh, chat, stop jumping all weird. Yeah, Chloe, you're a fucking more real friend than Winter. I did also tell Winter that they should come and join us in the chat, but they have not because fake friend. How is Winter uses they them pronouns. I to be completely honest with you, I don't know how much Winter's okay with me sharing, and as such, I don't want to overshare about their life and their shit that they have going on. They are like essentially fine, you know, like they're obviously not doing okay, but they're also like, you know, they're not gonna die. Like they are eventually going to be just fine. You know, that's kind of why I wanted them here because they can decide how much they want to tell y'all. Because I feel like you guys do care about them. I don't know. I don't know how much people care about anything, to be honest with you. I also am going to go and actually bake soon. I'm just really enjoying having a chat with people, like because Winter isn't here. I'm basically living alone at the minute, so I have not spoken to another human being since I left them in London on the 18th after meeting Jodie Whittaker. Oh, I really love how many people are like, oh, I don't usually comment, but I do comment on your stuff, and I think it is very much that like I'm just a person. I'm just out here, you know, like I get it because like there's so many people that I watch and they feel like they're a YouTuber and I don't want to comment and it's scary and I'm just a little dude, I swear. Oh, I've never come off as weird to you. I'm glad, Stardust. Thank you. Oh, people are confirming that I'm normal. It's so nice. Oh, if you want to see a series set with Gene Hunt in the 90s, it's not a series set with Gene Hunt in the 90s, but there is a show that I also love called From Here to There, and it's Philip Glenister, aka Gene Hunt, and Liz White, aka Annie Tyler, Annie Cartwright, but she later marries Sam. But it's those two actors, and they fall in love, and they're both Manx in it, so it's like Annie and Gene. And if you stream it illegally and it's very low content and you sort of squint a little bit, Liz White has short brown hair and you can just sort of imagine that it's Gene and Alex. Not that that's what I do, not that that's like why I've watched it like 7 times, but like I don't currently write Ashes to Ashes fan. See, so can we talk about fan fiction for a minute? Does anyone mind? Because I have Archive of Our Own, and I also, my fanfiction.net account from when I was literally 12 years old is still up, and I don't have like the password or the email. That is going to be there for fucking ever. And while everyone else got their fucking content wiped on fanfiction.net, all mine's still there. How great. But yeah, I have an Archive of Our Own account that like has stuff that I'm like semi proud of, but I also like I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. I'm not going to share it. But I think at some point I probably will get back into fan fiction writing. And if I write ones that are a bit legit, you know, like if it is like, here's my sequel to Ashes, here's how I think the show should have finished, like with a third show, you know, like I think it should have been a trilogy. Here's my version of it. I would start a new account and let you guys read it. Am I going to make more videos with Winter? Oh, where's that message gone? I'm gonna send this to Winter because I keep telling them that they should be on here more and stuff. And they're like, oh no, your audience doesn't care about me, they just care about you. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not sure the audience cares about me. Like, it's a whole bunch of really nice people. I think they just care. If you're here, it's gonna be nice, you know? Oh, I don't have the two kitties because Layla is such an anxious little bitch. Layla is, she's not a bitch, she's one of my favourite cats in the world, but she gets like severe anxiety when Winter's not here because like she's Winter's cat, you know? But Winter was living with someone else when they originally got Layla, so she's been able to go to this other person's home so that she doesn't have anxiety shits everywhere. But yeah. So it's just me and Otis, which is, you know, it's quite nice. It could be way worse, but it is just me and the oats. But yeah, I do want to make more content with Winter. They just think that no one cares. I'm planning on, I want to make a dough that I can leave to rise because I bought vegan scrambled egg mix and vegan smoked salmon to have like a really fancy Christmas breakfast. So I want to have that on some like fresh made bread rolls. So I'm going to make a bread dough. I'm going to do some chocolate chip cookies because, like, not being funny, I make the best chocolate chip cookies in the world. I've perfected it. I do the best ones, so I'm gonna make them. And Winter got me some cookie cutters for Christmas because not my last housemate, but the one before, got rid of all my baking stuff while I was in America. I came back from America to the house that I was paying rent in, and half my kitchen stuff had just vanished. So Winter got me some cookie cutters that I really want to use. So I want to make some gingerbread as well. There is something really cathartic and nice about doing live streams. The thing with like a lot of YouTube and like online content creation is that I really like that I can put a lot out and not necessarily like have to do that much and just get like human connection and get to chat. We can be lonely together on Christmas. I did meet Jodie. It was, oh, I think about it 27 times a day because my current phone screen is me and Jodie Whittaker. Because, oh yeah, I was sending this message to Winter. Sorry, one sec. Winter, join the live. People love you. Yeah, I waited to meet Jodie Whittaker at Stage Door after seeing her perform live. I went to see the Duchess of Malif. It was incredible getting to see the actors that I love actually live in real life, like seeing the performance in front of me. I'm going to be living off it for a very, very long time. It's gotten me so inspired to go and see more plays and more live theatre. I absolutely adored it. And then we went and waited at Stage Door and waited quite a long time. Joel Fry looked me dead in the face and then sprinted away. He's going to be in the tomorrow's Doctor Who episode as well. And then Jodie came out and she greeted everyone. She said hi to everyone. She took pictures with everyone. I said thank you. She said thank you. I said thank you again. She said thank you again. It was fucking brilliant. It was, oh, I love it. Random, but since you mentioned playing on your Switch earlier, I kinda wanna play Breath of the Wild now. Is that one of the Zelda games? I've never played Zelda, but I actually really want to. I also need to shower, Divinia. That's gonna be my I'm gonna pee in a second. I'm gonna do an ad break and go pee, and then we're gonna bake, and then when I do, like, the break between the 2 live streams that I'm doing today, I'm gonna go shower and wash my hair. I went on a live stream before and it seemed really hostile. Well, this is comfortable. Maybe it's an autism thing. I think it just like massively depends on the person doing it and the people in the chat. Because I've been in a lot of live streams that have been really like, I've fucked off quick because they're just not comfortable and they're not nice. And I don't like it. But I was also like a participant. I very briefly was paying Harley Quinn Smith the subscription thing on Instagram, and then I was like, I'm a working class person paying a nepo baby £5 a month for tit pics, and like, good for her. No shade from me for doing it. I don't really care for that type of content. I just like her as like an actor and a creative, and I also don't have the money laying around to be paying someone who has a rich daddy, you know? Like, why am I paying for that? But I went on her live stream while I was still paying for it, and it kind of makes me want to continue paying for it, to be fair, because that was really nice. Like, she was just it was I think that's part of what inspired me to do this, to be fair, was she was just hanging out and chatting, and I really enjoyed watching it. Oh god, the chat's jumped again. I can't see where it went, but my favourite cookies are actually white chocolate chip, but they are harder to find. Cause yes, Pink Deck Energy, I am vegan, unfortunately. I don't have a TV license either, Davinia, don't worry. Wow, can I go back in time and bop all the people in your past? Please do. Oh, Sophie, you are living the life. Get it, babes. No way, so rude to get rid of your baking stuff. Very glad you've got a home where you're cared for and understood. Right? It's nice. Yes, you messaged them too. We both get in there. How did you find education, GCSE, A levels or equivalent? I got through my GCSEs. It was fucking rough. I hated every moment of it, but I did get through it. I've dropped out of college twice, gone back to do A levels, just couldn't fucking get through it, cannot do it. I think I would do okay if I could like learn from home, if I could do online courses, but they're expensive, so I can't. Ugh. Random trivia. My best friend, also autistic, was in the same year at school as Jodie Whittaker. Oh, how long am I streaming for? I don't know. I was thinking I was gonna go until like 2ish, but I haven't even started doing anything yet, and it's nearly 2. It doesn't feel like I've already been here for an hour and a bit. Oh, the chat's jumped to the bottom again. Sorry. What kind of baking are we talking about? It's. I mean, marijuana is illegal in the UK. I'm at work. It's a short day. Most of what I do is call, so I probably won't have a lot to do. Listening a lot, meanwhile, is quite fun. That's nice. Uh, I was concerned that I wouldn't have good enough internet to do live streams, but it's holding up pretty damn well. I can't complain. I got I did fairly well in my GCSEs because like there were a few things I straight up failed. Like I straight up failed drama and history, but then I got like B plus in English literature, English language, and RE. Oh, Winter's actually having a bit of a bad time and shan't be attending right now. I don't have a job outside of YouTube. I keep applying to stuff. Like I don't even hear back. Like it's not even like I'm failing interviews. Like it's literally I send out job applications and nothing happens. No one wants me. I have to take a bus and a train since I started college in summer. I'd not be surviving without noise cancelling headphones. That's so much of it for me is the getting to the place. I do honestly think that if I could drive and had a car, I'd probably be able to do a lot more because I wouldn't be using spoons and like expending energy on just getting to the place, you know? Winters replied and said, I can go ahead and tell them that they've been in and out in hospital and I'm back in because of a surgery complication. Just don't say what surgery. It's nothing dangerous. It just sucks. There you go. That's the info you get. Oh, see, we're talking about weed now, guys. Because I spent a month in America. I spent a month in California and Arizona where it's fully legal. And that was the only time I have ever smoked for sure for certain, obviously, because it is illegal where I am at all other times. But it was fab. I loved it. There's a picture of me. I sat on a porch somewhere in Arizona with a bag of weed like this big, just holding it up with a big grin. Oh, it was the best. Yeah, I could not work a full-time job. I absolutely would not be able to do that. Raid the spoon factory. Like, no, we're not raiding it. We're expanding. We need to expand. It needs to be bigger. I wish I could spend all day doing what I'm doing. I'm going to spend all day doing what I'm doing now, to be fair. It is lucky that we at least like have a lot of public transport in the UK. But it's also like I was amazed in London because the bus stops have times on them that actually like tell you when the bus is showing up. In Liverpool, we have paper ones, and it's not even a rough guide. The bus shows up when it fucking shows up. The trains do tell you when they're gonna show up, but they also just change the time that they're showing up as they get later and later, so it doesn't make much difference. Right, the thing with getting medical marijuana in the UK is that I don't understand how the fuck it works. That's the thing is they're like, you can get that for autism, and I'm like, okay, but how does it? I don't understand what I have to do. I don't. There's all these loops that I have to like know what to do with, and I don't know it. What jobs have you had in the past? Not many. I applied to do agency work at one point. I got 1 day of silver service training where I was taught to like hold the champagne at the neck and within the dip. Make sure the label's facing the client as you pour it. And then when I got to the job, I was working in a burger van. I worked 2 days at Amazon. I did work at a video shop for like a year and a half, but it was for free. And then my boss started just talking to me like I was shit because he was depressed. And I was like, can you maybe talk to me in a nicer way? And he was like, how about you get fucked? So that's my entire working history. I think I could keep a full. I don't know. The comment from Stephanie, for real, like if someone else could do all the other things that I have to do with my life, I would be able to work a job, but that's not going to happen, is it? Like that's not how it works. And bus prices are increasing again. It's all going to shit. I've tried to work several times. My life and myself just fell apart trying to do a part-time job. I just can't do it. Exactly. Like it's also really frustrating because I know that I'd be able to do a job from home with no fucking issue. Like I would tell me what to do and I'll fucking do it. But I can't find the fucking job, you know? Oh, I need a drink. Sorry, one sec. I've been chattering there. Oh, the chat jumped again. I've missed people. I'm sorry. Literally, Chloe, like I did 2 actual days trying to work at Amazon, and then one day while I walked into the building, burst into tears, and they had to just sort of ferry me around because they didn't know what to do with me, and I didn't know what to do with me. Oh, I also did shelf stacking at Sainsbury's like 3 Christmases ago for 3 days. It was horrible. It also really frustrates me because I've got a video about the various jobs that I've done and like why I've struggled to work and stuff. And the amount of people that comment being like, "Well, why did you take a customer service job?" And like, because it's the only job I could fucking get. Like, oh, it really annoys me. I need to cough. Sorry, I feel really bad coughing on camera. That's why I edit it out. But like, I have a smoker's cough. We've just had the marijuana chat. Like, come on. Oh, I was at the Warrington Amazon one, and they told me at the interview that I could get an IT job, and I was like, "Oh, that would be perfect." When I showed up on my first day, got given a broom handle, and they were like, "You're a jam buster," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Oh shit, yeah, I do have a mute button. Wait, do I? Yeah. God, thank you. I do have a fucking mute button. I'll do that when I have to cough. That's so much better. This is a gigantic mug that I stole from Starbucks about 10 years ago. It's fucking massive. It's an absolute jug. What was I about to say then? I read something and I was yeah, see the thing with like volunteering is that I keep being told to volunteer and I'm like, why? Why do I have to work for free just because I'm autistic? Like, no. Like if people want to, like go for it. I'm not saying all the people shouldn't, but I'm just like I don't want to do someone's job for free when I could just be doing my own thing. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick second here to try and figure out how to put an ad on. Sorry. I'm going to choose a mid-roll ad if I can, because I really need to pee and I want to move downstairs. I don't want to add a screenshot. Please stop doing this. Oh, I don't know how this works, is the thing. Oh, the chat's actually going quite off. One sec. Sorry if you've been asked before, but can I ask how long it took to get diagnosed in the UK? So I was diagnosed in 2019, and that was after 18 months on the wait list. So it's definitely a longer one now. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna try to make an ad roll. I don't know how to do it. I won't lie to you. I really need to. I just need to go and pee. I don't know how to make it let me do it. Oh, I can. I'm finding out what settings are here at least. Oh no, that's what I clicked before. That doesn't do anything. This is so confusing. I just want to be able to throw an ad so that you're not like staring at the background. Determine place ads at specific moments of your live stream. That's what I would like to do. Oh, actually, I'm not sure I can just turn it on in the way that I thought it'd let me. Sorry, I'm literally just Googling stuff while you watch me. My mannequin's called Taylor. Yeah, you're gonna have to just sit and stare at Taylor. I'm gonna go pee and set things up downstairs. I'll be like 5 minutes and then I'll be back and we'll go downstairs and start baking. baby. You're in the way. Did everybody miss me? Oh God, there's... Okay, we're going downstairs. I don't know where I just left my phone. We'll find it. Probably. It's not up here. I'm gonna need to find my phone now that I've thought about it, because I need to get a recipe up. It's down here. I'm gonna mute you. I don't want to hear you. I don't want you guys to hear. We're doing chocolate chip cookies, and also hopefully some level of gingerbread, and also actual bread. Oh. Oh. I mean, it actually did somewhat work, because his face then. Oh. Sorry, there's just so much happening in the chat. I really don't want to fuck off away from it. Oh yes, let the dog out. Who let the dogs out? I need to put my hair up, actually. Sorry, one sec. Oh, there's a bubble here. Perfect. Okay. See, you're too low. I need to sort this. One sec. But then you're going to be too high up when I'm actually doing things. But just while I'm chatting, you can come up here. And now when I sit down, you can't see shit. Oh, actually, no, that's... If the sun goes away, that's actually going to be quite good. I like some Christmas music. I like 5 Christmas songs and that's it. Oh God, you're going to see me without all of my hair. I don't know if I want that. Actually, I'm just going to do some of it back. It's only me eating these. It doesn't matter if there's hair in it. And I need my penny because I wipe my hands on myself all the time. Guys, check this out. I'm Tom Baker. I'm a very chaotic baker. I'm probably not going to actually walk you through it all that much. I'm probably going to get a bit stressed. Hi, Amanda. I mean, this is the second live I've ever done. You're doing pretty well. I don't seem to have an option to have the chat read out to me. I also don't necessarily want to slow down the chat. I like seeing you guys chattering. If y'all chat while I do it, and I'll pop in when I can. Like when I'm here. That was the point of this anyways, that it's just a chill little hangout. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the bread, I think. Bread and my normal cookies, because they're the ones that I really actively want. Scales. Oh. Where's my phone? I need that for my cookie recipe. I only half follow recipes, to be honest with you. Oh, I've just got off a graveyard shift. What am I doing? Okay, we're gonna find... I get up the BBC good cookies recipe, good food thing, and then I barely follow it. Oh no, these aren't the recipes I usually have. See, I also had a recipe on my old blog because I tried to blog for a really long time, but I don't think my blog exists anymore for me to get the recipe back up. Oh no, it does. Okay. When's this? This is from 2020. Yeah, if anyone wants to check out my old blog, I did actually post like recipes, some fashion stuff, and like all sorts of random crap. It's interpretive baking. See, I refuse to let myself get stressed about baking, so I just fuck about and see how it goes. That's See, I did find the recipe that I was looking for, but that would appear to not be the one that I normally use now. I don't. Where's the recipe I normally go for? If I just search cookie. Oh no. I'm so sorry that I'm doing this like in front of people. I should have found the damn cookie recipe when I was getting this ready already. There we go. We've found it. Okay. They're just gonna be chocolate chip cookies. They're very simple, but I feel like I've gotten to the point where they're kind of the best perfect chocolate chip cookies, and they're not like special, but they're just exactly how a chocolate chip cookie should be, you know? Sugars of various kinds. I don't understand the difference between caster and granulated sugar, and I feel like that does sometimes wound me a little bit. I also don't have an awful lot of space in this kitchen, and I've let 3 bottles of booze take up quite a vast majority of it, so... Okay, this is my cookie bowl. That's going to be my bread bowl. We're turning on the scales. Americans, but people that cook with cups instead of actual weights scare the shit out of me. What are you doing? Like, that's not accurate. That is not precise. I don't like it. You guys are the emotional support for during this. See, I pay attention to brown versus white sugar. I just don't pay attention to, like, light brown versus dark brown. You know? Like, if it's brown, it's brown. If it's white, it's white. If it's sugar, it's sugar. Like, come on. So we'll start with 200 grams of dairy-free margarine, which I think might actually be the rest of this tub. But I'm pretty sure I've got another one in the fridge. I really fucking hope I've got another one in the fridge. I will be having to go out and do a fucking Christmas Eve shop otherwise. I'm not. I'd order it in. Let's face it, I'd Uber Eats that shit. Oh, caster sugar smaller granules. A cup's... See, is a cup 250? Is it? I don't trust it. I don't... Like, I understand that, like, people do bake in America, and obviously it does work for them, but I'm just... It's not precise enough for me. I don't like it. See, like, that's 205, that's too much. I'm obviously going to take 5 grams off it, because otherwise that is too much butter. I wouldn't know that I was just shoving it in a cup. Ugh. I also don't think it's that important, though. Like, you don't actually have to stress out that much. I just do. I keep seeing people talk about just getting molasses and using that to make brown sugar, and I don't understand what the fuck molasses is. I mean, isn't the whole thing with serving portions in the US, though, that you can have it for multiple meals? Because that was what I did for the most part when we were in the US. Because, like, we were eating out nearly every day. Pretty much every meal that I got, I would, like, eat my fill and then save half of it and get to eat that for my dinner. And I feel like we probably saved a good bit of money that way. Although I did also, like, I was really excited to try lots of, like, typical American things, obviously. So there was a day when I had pancakes and fried, like, vegan chicken with syrup for my breakfast. Orange sugar, green sugar, gold sugar. It's a sugar byproduct removed from brown sugar to refine it into white. I love that you actually gave me answers. I wonder stuff like that all the time and I don't think to Google it. Thank you. Dark goop. Yeah. I had a rose mess. I also don't understand ounces, to be fair. Like, I'm aware that it's just a weight, but I'm like, what the fuck's an ounce? See, I just don't Google things. I have all the curiosity in the world, and I'm like, oh, I wonder how that works. I wonder why that's like that. I just never think to actually Google it. So now we're doing 125 grams of brown sugar. I also will die on the hill that white chocolate is way better in cookies than milk or dark, but I couldn't. Like, my Asda so rarely has the good vegan white chocolate, and it's just the shitty fucking chocolate buttons, but they still barely ever have it, and it does piss me off, I won't lie. I really want to make more with nuts in, because I've been really enjoying a trail mix that I bought, which I would never have expected of myself, but there we are. So I think I should probably do more nuts in stuff. Maybe, no, I don't want, I just want a fucking chocolate chip cookie. I don't like it when things are overcomplicated. I say that, but when it's a donut, I'm like, shove everything in there. Oh, Stephanie, don't tempt me. I really want a Tom Baker scarf, but I want it to be like 14 foot long. Like, I need it to be like too long, you know? Because like when I met Judy Whittaker, there were several people in Tom Baker scarves, and I was eyeing them, and I was a little bit jealous, but I was also like, not long enough. Like, I need to be able to wrap it around 4 times and still have it be long, you know? 8 ounces in a cup. I also, see, this is, I know I have the worst, like, kitchen etiquette, because I just let Otis hang out all the time. And, like, I don't let him, like, get into the food or anything, because I don't want him to get sick, but there is cat hair in 90% of the things that I bake or cook, and that's just the way it is. 100 grams of caster sugar. Is this actually this is granulated, but I think I might actually have caster sugar. If I have it, I might as well use it. Yeah, nice. We're actually doing it, guys. I've never made this recipe the same any time, but they always turn out basically the same, and that same is really good. 100 grams. Oh gosh. I also make a lot of very weird, like, back of throat noise sounds, and I'm sorry. Every sound that I make, I just apologise for. I'm so sorry. It's just the way I am. If I could be different, I would be. Oh, I cringe every time I put anything down, but I also accidentally slam everything down. Everything I touch just, ugh. Vanilla extract. What's the chat saying? Oh, you're allergic to cats? See, I also, like, I bury my face in him. He sleeps next to me. Like, he lives in the house. He gets everywhere. Like, just, I love him. But it is also the type of thing where, like, I like sharing my baking with people when I can, you know? Like, one of the main reasons I started baking was that it's a great excuse to hang out with people, being like, hey, I baked a bunch of cookies, do you want some? Yeah, like, who's saying no to that? And then they bite in and there's a cat hair, you know? I'll see you later, Davinia. It was lovely having you here. Oh, I'm going to mute again so I can cough. Mute. Shouldn't be asthmatic and a smoker. I need a motherfucking spoon. Winter has all of this rainbow stuff and I'm living for it. So the recipe tells you to, like, add everything and then mix it and then be done. I like to cream my butter and my sugar. I think it gives a more, like, cohesive, even, nice cookie. I think it makes it a better texture. I think that any baking that you do, really, I cream the butter and sugar and I just feel like it makes sense. So this is one of the ways that, like, I just deviate the recipe and maybe do it wrong, but I think it works out better. So that's what I do. I might have just apologised for apologising too much. One of my first arguments with my really horrible ex was about me apologising for apologising. That should have been a fucking sign. That's the thing with Christmas, is that like I don't really care about it that much, but it does make me think of just like everything that's ever happened to me before, and that's actually not that much fun for me. I don't really, not that many nice things have happened, you know. But that's also why I talk about like America and now meeting Jodie Whittaker so much, because I'm like, these are my good things. These are the nice things that happened. These were the good times. Merry Christmas from New Zealand. Oh, wow. Merry Christmas to New Zealand. I didn't realise I had so many Hueys. I'm collecting, y'all. I'm going to get them all. There's what, like 15 people in New Zealand? If you take out Taika Waititi and Rhys Darby, I can definitely get them all. Oh, so many of you are allergic to cats. That's so sad. Yeah, I am really sorry that I said sorry about saying sorry. It just, I know I am incredibly annoying and grating, and it's just the worst. It's a trauma trait, it really is, like massively. The fuck am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm making cookies. Brilliant. Plain flour, baking powder, baking shit, blah 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 blah. I also never use plain flour. I always use self-raising. Oh, where is it all? Come to me. And also, I was gonna say about like maybe that's to do with the eggs, maybe it's to do with this, but I've always used self-raising flour, even when I was still using eggs and stuff. So I don't think it is that, to be honest with you. Some weird marks on this flour. Let's see if it's all right on the inside. How much? 250 grams. Yeah, that's fine. It's flour. Like, I do like dogs, but I like dogs when they're other people's. I don't think I would ever want to own a dog again. I very briefly, as a teenager, had a dog that my parents then got rid of, but I adored him. His name was Oscar, and he was the best dog in the world. He was the exact type of dog that I wanted. I barely had to train him. He just did what I wanted. He was very similar to how Otis is, but like in dog form. He was perfect. So I don't think I personally want, oh, fuck off, another dog ever again. Did you guys see that? Yeah, you will have it. Yeah. But I do, oh, fuck's sake. It's just as well I'm washing my hair in a bit. I love when other people have dogs. I love getting to take dogs for walks. I love getting to play with dogs. And like, I am a bit awkward with them because I don't really know how they want to be played with because I am used to cats. But I do really, really like dogs. That was such a long one for like such a brief thing. I'm sorry. Oh, it's not an Irish accent. I really appreciate you thinking that. It's absolutely fucked. I can put this in a mix while I chat. So, wait, no, I can't because I need bacon. Oh, I can't. It's fine. Everything's okay, guys. But yeah, my accent is fucked. I don't know what it is. As a kid, I grew up in the Midlands, so I didn't have really much of an accent. But I also had my family taking the piss out of me for speaking posh, because I said like I still say like bath and buck and cook instead of bath and cook and book. So everyone took shit out of me for being posh, and yeah, it wasn't the accent of the people around me. I don't really know why I talk the way that I do. It's definitely gotten more of a Scouse twang in the last 10 years that I've been living in Liverpool, but it's, you know, like, a lot of people from outside of Liverpool assume that I'm from Liverpool, and everyone in Liverpool is like, what is your accent? So, but even then, someone just thought that I was Irish. Like, my accent is just fucked. See, it massively depends on the dog, I think, as well. Because my horrible ex, got me a fucking dog for like one of my birthdays as a surprise, and it was a gigantic dog, and it was a puppy, and we had all sorts of issues with it, and we got rid of it after. I say that, but we didn't get rid of it after a few days. We found an actually suitable home because we'd picked it up from some random family that like clearly kind of hated it, and it was eating its own bed to have some sort of like interesting thing to do. Like it was already in a fucking horrible situation, and we put it in a slightly worse one for a couple of days, and I found an actually good one. But it was my birthday present. I had to find it a new home, and it was an absolute nightmare. It was horrible. That was the thing that really put me off the idea of having a dog again. I think it's just not for me. But I love other people's. I'm really it really makes me happy when anyone's nice about my accent, because so many people have been shitty about my accent over the years, and I kind of get why, because in the UK it is very like, that's how you know someone's class or where someone's from, and you know this and that about them, and people are confused by it, I guess. But like, so am I. I just speak the way I speak. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, pet as a surprise is not a good idea. I had like, it's one of those where like I had said that I wanted a dog and stuff, but I didn't expect to just have a dog suddenly be there pissing on my bed in the middle of the night because it's untrained, you know? Like, that was not what I was asking for. Like, that's the thing as well, is like, dogs are such a massive commitment, and I didn't entirely realize that, because my first dog Oscar was the perfect dog, you know? Like, he really, like, I didn't have to train him. It was just, I started taking him for walks, and I stopped at the road and was like, wait there, and he'd wait, you know? Otis, no, no. See, it's things like that, and it's like, the cat licked that bowl now. I should realistically wash that. His tongue touches his asshole. I'm not washing it until I've finished. He's my cat. That's my asshole, you know? I mean, it's not my asshole, but I own. I'm going to stop that now. See, this is the kind of shit that I edit out of videos, and now you have to just actually watch me go through the process of being like, what am I saying? What is happening here? Am I a human being? Okay, now I need to chop the chocolate. I put my board in the fucking sink, so I need a sugar one. I did think I had more chocolate than that. I'd love it if I had more chocolate than that. No, I have a single bag of white chocolate buttons, and that is the extent of the chocolate we own. That's 4 bags is realistically enough. It's fine. Poo flake cake. It's building up my immune system. Hazards of live streams. See, I have the chair in the kitchen because I live with Winter and they have disabilities. But as someone who like is late, I'm gonna open these first because you're not gonna be able to hear me. Like, living with someone that's got disabilities is kind of nice because I suddenly have all of these accommodations that are just already there. And like we talked about before, I don't feel comfortable saying that I have anything until I have like an actual official diagnosis, which is silly. I don't feel that way about other people, but it's how I feel about myself. So I don't want to be like, I have EDS, because I'm not diagnosed with shit. But I do get a lot of like back and leg aches and pains when I'm just like walking and standing. So this has actually been such a lifesaver. Like, I really didn't expect the degree to which, like, I have so many more days that I'm like, oh, I'll just cook something because I can sit on this chair. Like, it really changed things up for me in a way that I was not expecting, and don't necessarily like that much because it's having to admit some things, but, you know, we get there. Do go and rest. I'll post pictures of the cookies on Instagram stories for anyone that doesn't stick around all the way to the end. I also really want to go and wash my hair when I've done this. Oh, see, that's another one, because like growing up, my dad was like had all sorts of disabilities and stuff going on. So growing up, we had like chair seats and bath seats and like adapted showers and all of that kind of thing. I always like, why would you not have a fucking handle in the shower? You know, like moving out and suddenly just like having this slippery fucking area where there's nothing to grip and nothing to grab. I'm like, oh wait, I thought that was just like common sense, and it turns out it's like disability accommodations. Ugh. But like the little things that Winter's put in place for themselves, like some of them make no difference to me either way, and it's just for them. And then other things, I'm like, oh, this is helpful actually. I like this. That's the thing, is like I so often, like, especially when it comes to like the body doubling videos, I don't like cutting too much out because it is meant to be body doubling, you know, it's just it should be what is happening. But then I also get all like, oh, but I'm weird and I'm this and I'm that. And then you guys are like, oh, I like seeing this bit because it's normal. And I'm like, oh, that was the point of this channel, wasn't it? Was finding other people that are like me, and I have. But I'm still just constantly waiting for the day that you guys are like, free. Like, it's not coming, it's gonna be fine, but like, what if it's not? What if it is coming? What if nothing's okay? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is some sort of EDS, and the doctors indicated that they agreed, but the last doctor I had just like wasn't very good, and he was like, "We don't diagnose it," and I was like, "So how am I supposed to like do anything about it?" Like, and he was like, "Well, there's no treatment," and I was like, "Yeah, but I can't stand up for very long. I need to be able to tell people why I can't stand." But no, it's fine. I did get registered a new doctor. I just don't have the appointment until like way after Christmas, way after the new year, actually, for that matter. Mm-hmm. I've just also realised how fucking meticulous Otis. He's going after my raw potatoes now. Like, what do you want? Fucking potatoes. First thing I saw when I looked up there was just, I think you're fabulous, and that was nice. Thank you. See, I just think that's bullshit. Like, it would be a diagnosable term if you couldn't diagnose people with it, you know? It's I always really want to trust medical professionals, but they also keep proving to me that I can't. I don't trust them anymore. I'm like, well, tell me what's going on. I want to know. I also really want to be done cutting up this chocolate. I always get way too meticulous about it. And I'm trying to be more chill and not care so much if it's like perfect right now, but I think I've gone the opposite way, and it's really like not actually well chopped enough, but we've still got a lot to chop, so it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm also really tempted to throw in the one bag of white ones, but like, it's such a weird mix to have 4-to-1 milk to white chocolate. I don't want that, but I want white chocolate in there, but I also don't. Christ. I also thought in my head that I'd be able to read the chat more while I did this, but I am holding a knife quite close to my fingers. Like, that's the thing though, it doesn't even require like a special interest. Like, some of the stuff Winter's been going through at the minute, I've been like, I've had random knowledge about and been like, well, what about this, this, and this? And it's been stuff that like their doctors just straight up haven't brought up to them that they didn't know, and I'm like, okay, but like, I only know because I like fixated on this surgery briefly years ago. Why are these people not mentioning it to someone who's going through the surgery? You know, it almost feels like they're just not providing patients with valuable information, and it's kind of fucked. And a lot of the stuff with Winter has like made me really angry at doctors, to be honest with you, because they just have not been listened to and cared for appropriately. And I don't feel like they mind me saying about this part, because it is very much that, because like they mask and they're autistic and they're not there screaming and crying and being the way that any neurotypical would. So they just don't get the same level of care, and it's not okay and it's not fair. And that was kind of a tangent, but it's been on my mind a lot lately. So there you go. I am paying attention to my life, I swear. Yeah, to be fair, it is also obviously a time constraint, and a lot of medical professionals are trying their best, and they just don't have the time and the resources and the things that they require. But for people that need healthcare, it's still kind of fucking terrifying. No. And that's why it's like, on the one hand, I feel quite lucky that my shit's kind of stuff where it's like I can just fly under the radar because it's not that big a deal. But also, I'm scared it's going to become a big deal because I'm just flying under the radar and no one's paying any attention. And also, I would like to not live my life in pain sometimes. You know, like, it's sorry to be, like, really selfish, but it'd just be really cool if some days my back didn't hurt. You know? And if at some point, from the age of, like, 12 onwards, my knees didn't hurt, that'd be really cool. But I just got told to lose weight. And then when I was like, I've lost weight, they were like, oh no, why is this happening? The spoon. I really want to agree with you, but I don't see Jesus on the spoon. But that could just be that I wanted it to be like a full, like, grilled Jesus, like in Glee. Like, I needed it to be a perfect picture of Jesus. Right? I think so much of it is the tism as well, where it's like I'd fuss over things that other people didn't think were a thing, like with sensory issues and stuff. So eventually, it's like, well, I don't know what everyone else just has going on and what I'm not meant to have going on and what I just have to deal with, you know? That's actually a really grim topic for this, though. I am trying to, like, be cheerful while I make these fucking cookies. Everything always takes me so much longer than it's going to in my mind. I thought that I would be done chopping. I mean, to be fair, if I didn't keep turning around and bullshitting and shut the fuck up for 2 minutes, I'd have done this a lot quicker. But that's not the point of a live stream, is it? I don't know if I mentioned, but Winter also did say they might join the chat. They just, at some point, they're just not doing brilliantly right now at this moment. But yeah, I have encouraged them to. I do want... I'm sorry, I'm vaguely attached to my best friend, okay? I'd like them to be around. Oh, I think that just... No, it didn't fly away. It's right there. Did we come up with a I was not involved. Did anybody come up with a good Discord name? And am I one of those creators now? It's like, guys, can you, like, do this for me? Because the only thing that came to mind for me was calling it Dust to Dust. Like, I just think it'd be funny to call it Dust to Dust. Please, if you have something better, which I think somebody just might, please let me know. That's the thing. I haven't... When did I rewatch? I haven't rewatched Ashes to Ashes since August now. So I am far overdue for a rewatch. And I would love to watch it with you guys. But I also, like... Probably day after Boxing Day is when I want to start rewatching it. So that's probably going to be when that happens. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll talk it through in the Discord. Or prior to that. I should look at the chat if I'm going to keep fucking talking. Can I pull up? I can just pull up the chat on my phone. Oh my god, you're a genius. Oh, that's... I'm so slow. How do I pull up the chat on my phone? Am I going to be better in YouTube Studio over the YouTube app? Is this fucking working? No, it's not. It's literally not. I wasn't sure if I'd turned it off then. Okay, as long as my sound isn't on. Hey, why is it showing me a fucking ad? Oh, bye, Faye. Go sharp. Okay. Is everyone else getting, like, bombarded with these fucking Just Eat ads? Like, shit off. Fucking hell. I haven't drank anything in almost an hour. We've been here for 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know why I just got like 70,000 fucking ads then. I hope no one else dealt with that. Okay, I've got the chat up on my phone now. This is gonna work. This is fun. I would absolutely try to marry a man called Gene Hunt, whether he's actually Gene Hunt or not, because he is technically Gene Hunt. Like, hi, Kelly. I don't know what PTA is, I won't lie to you. Streaming does take more brain power than I expected, but it's in like a really satisfying way. I mean, to be fair, we've been here for 2 hours. You've only managed to wash up the cutlery and cups because I've just been yammering. But also, that was the point. That was the point of this, was it not? I just need to get this fucking chocolate cut. I'm so sick of cutting up this chocolate now. But it's gonna mean that we have cookies. I need to preheat the oven. Oh god. This oven also absolutely fucking sucks. I think the thing that especially annoys me is that I've set this so that it's only got ads when I choose to insert them. I didn't choose to insert any because I can't fucking figure it out. And I just had like 70,000 ads when I was trying to get into my own chat. I didn't put them there. I didn't choose that as the creator of it. And I don't think I'm getting paid, quite frankly, for them because I didn't choose to put them there. So that's like, thanks, YouTube. Ugh. It's the thing of like, obviously, like, I'm not doing this for the money because I'd be fucking stupid if I was, quite frankly. But also, pay me for what I'm doing. YouTube, that is, not you guys. Having ad blockers is the smartest thing, I won't lie to you. I know that, like, as a YouTuber, I'm probably meant to be like, don't use ad blockers, you're ruining the community. But, like, why would you not? It's fucking annoying. Physical therapist assistant, that makes sense. Hey, you managed to get the butter out the freezer and look up a recipe. That is productivity. That is you doing things. I should have put them all in a fucking bag and hid it with something. Yeah. We've got less than 10 left to cut now. I always chop it, and I swear it's never taken me this long before. And I always use more chocolate than I currently am. And yet, I don't know what's happened here, to be honest with you. Like, I don't feel like the chat's taking that much of my mind off. Big up Chloe, like, promoting me in the chat. Can you just be my manager at this point? Like, I don't know how to do this shit, man. That's the thing. That's the thing as well. I thought that once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I was gonna, like, hit it big time. Nothing changed, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, mind you, to be fair, I have gotten emails about, like, sponsored content, and I don't know what my rates should be. I don't know how much I'm meant to charge people for things. I don't really know how to make sure it's, like, something I actually want to promote to you guys. Yeah, like, I've worked with Karma, like, Flair before, because I like them as a business. I actively use their products. Everything else, I'm very, like, I don't know how much I should tell you to pay me. I don't know how to, like, do any of it. It's all really scary, actually. Oh, someone's gonna be... Oh, you can pay me there as well. You can pay me in the chat. That's terrifying, but okay. See, that's the thing as well, is like I'm aware doing content creation, you know, like, I'm on TikTok and stuff. I know that people, like, actively ask, like, send me money in the chat, send me a gift, and, like, it just feels so fucking rude to do. I don't want to, you know, like, whenever I've watched a content creator, if I want to give them something, I will. Them asking me for it isn't going to make me do it. See, like, that's the thing though as well, is like, I don't think it's so much that I don't value my time, so much as I like doing this, you know? It feels like I wouldn't be like, shitting hell. I wouldn't be halfway through a Zoom call with Winter and be like, and remember, I have Patreon, you know? Like, it's just a bit weird. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do, but it also is what I am actively doing. Oh, like, the business side of all the content creation stuff just scares me a bit, and I don't really... I feel often like if I do anything to get money out... Sorry, one sec. if I do anything to get monetary gain out of this, I feel like I'm like somehow taking advantage of you guys. But also, I can't do this forever without it being a thing, you know? Like, I need to survive as a person in some way and have like fulfillment in my day-to-day life. Yeah, I've done so much fucking free labor as well. Like, my little video shop job, I was literally working for free for some guy for like nearly 2 years, and it was just because I loved his bit. It was his business. I loved his business and put loads of effort into making it a thing for him. And I felt like I could because it wasn't my thing. As soon as something's my thing, it feels like I'm trying to use people in some way. I don't know. It's weird. And I don't know. I definitely overthink the whole YouTube thing quite a lot, and I probably do need to just relax a bit and not think so hard on it all. But I care about it, you know, like I want to do well and I want it to be a certain way and feel a certain way, and oh, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I really enjoy how many of you guys say that this is down to earth and not just like low budget bollocks. I don't know what a Kanamori type person is. Getting the business side working would also help the community, to be fair. Yeah, it's just the whole thing. I don't know. I don't know. I think realistically what it is I really could do with making some friends with other people that are making content, whether it's autism focused or not. But then it feels like I'm trying to like make a new like what was that house called that like Jake Paul and a Team 10 house? I don't know. I just like it's not very often that I get negative comments about anything I do on YouTube, but the ones that I have gotten like really sit with me in a way that I wish they didn't. Oh god. And one of the first like interactions I ever had with my YouTube channel from anybody was I got posted on Reddit like within 6 months of when I started like regularly posting. And some guy was like, "We've got another fake bitch just pretending to have autism for the fame and views, guys." And someone else had replied just saying, "She makes videos about autism and Doctor Who." And I was like, that's the most like savage burn of a defense that I've ever seen in my life. But things like that like stick. That's what it's meant to be, Floxy. Thank you. You get it. You get it. It wasn't fake disorder cringe. It was just like a random autism subreddit that I think that's what upset me as well, is that they probably found me through it because I'd been like posting random unrelated things about like, do you guys do this? Do you guys feel like this? And then he must have like gone on to my like Reddit page thing and seen that I'd posted my videos in other places. And it was just really weird. It was really weird. But like some of my earliest interactions of like people engaging with my channel were things like that, where people were very like, "You're a faker, you're a bitch, you're a this, you're a that, you're just in it for the money and the fame." And it definitely gave me like some degree of a complex. And like it's weird. It's a weird thing. Oh, not Kiwi Farms. That's bollocks. I'm very sorry to hear about that, Morgan. Oof. Oh, Bible bashes in a chat. Oh, Christ, no. Yeah, like it does seem like it's all support or all hate. Like, oh. Right, like having someone defend me by just being like, she makes videos about autism and Doctor Who, to be like, she's definitely not in it for the money. It's like, fair point, but also, ow. Oh, I just remembered that my chat's also down here. I don't keep up with like any of these like fake disorder subreddits and all of that. I barely manage to keep up with the stuff that I actively care about, to be fair, never mind all the other bollocks that exists online. I'll have you know that I watched Thomas the Tank Engine until I was 15. I'm a trained Connor fucking sir. This is too soft. This doesn't feel the way that it normally does, but we're just going with it now. That's also way too big. I quite often weigh. I don't want to, but I'm going to weigh my cookies. I can't do it. I need them to be the same. I hate doing this. I hate the person I become. Turn it on. Half an autism. Yeah, you don't need to be 45 grams, do you? Like, that's a bit excessive. Okay, that's... Okay, we're going for 42. They're each going to be 42. Now, I'm with you, Christopher. Like, I like the act of having a shower. All the bits around getting in and out of the shower and all of that stuff, that's the bit that I don't like. The actual washing, showering, being warm and cozy and wet, I like that. Oh no, that I'm getting stressed about these fucking cookies now, and I really don't need to. Oh, see, Sixth Sense Amelia. I'm gonna assume your name's Amelia and call you that from here on out. I'm sorry, but that's I have the opposite of that. I almost feel like some sort of like glee when I have like a really autistic thing. Like when I meet new people and I figure out they're also autistic and we're talking about autism, and they like sort of hint at like, so what's your special interest? I love being like, Doctor Who. It's one of those ones, you know, one of those autistics, the Doctor Who autistics. I love that. I would similarly enjoy being able to be like, oh, I'm a trained autistic. I'm one of those. I like that. I like feeling like I've got a little group that I belong to, you know? Like, I never had that growing up. It's nice to be able to find it as an adult. That's 36 grams. And now it's 45 and 42. Oh, God, please. I'm begging y'all not to mention how many people are watching. It makes me feel a little bit sick every time. Like, if I just focus on the chat and it's just hanging out, it's just me and the guys, even though I've literally got my back to you. Like, I could probably put you somewhere better, but I've just been made aware of how many people in the chat, so I'm not going to. I don't want to be looked at right now. I think in like response to the HDDV's comment there, I think I am gonna make a video at some point about all the little things that I've put into my pip form, because there's so much stuff that I think people just wouldn't think of, and it took me having to like sit down with like various people over the years and have them be like, okay, so that's not something that most people do, and being like, oh, okay, I guess that's an autism thing that I should put in there then. We're baking at the minute. Thank you, everyone stop deceiving me. Has anyone watched The Lone Gunmen? Because who was it then? Floxy's little comment then. I'm going to have to put the sink on to rinse my hands a sec. It's going to be loud. One then, sorry. Ugh. Ugh. Has anyone watched The Lone Gunmen? Like the X-Files spin-off? That's one that I don't talk about super often because I don't rewatch it super often. But I like that more than I like the X-Files. I absolutely adore The Lone Gunmen. These are the cookies. They're going in. Is my oven hot enough yet? Yeah. They're going in for 12-ish minutes. Let's hope for the best. I need to set an alarm. I am tempted to say if Yurumi forgot her presents, that's her issue, but I also know how it is when people make it your issue. Oh, if people want to go and answer Cheese Venom's question, I don't know what a CAT-Q test is. Like, I did a lot of research into, like, traits and how autism presents in women and that kind of thing, so I could, like, see myself in the diagnosis. I didn't really do, like, online tests and all that kind of thing personally. Like, I think you can do. I do think it's a valid thing to do. I just didn't. I haven't seen The Man Who Fell to Earth, but it's got someone in it. I think maybe it's got Montserrat Lombard in it. Like, it has an actor that I like. I just don't remember who. I am going to get round to it. Oh, that's interesting. I think that honestly, it probably would benefit me to do more like little like tests and like things like the CAT-Q that you're talking about there, and like I think that probably would be quite eye-opening for me in a lot of ways. But I also feel like sometimes I'm already dealing with so fucking much. I don't want another thing, you know? Okay, I'm also going to start my bread now, but I don't use a recipe for bread. I really massively just eyeball it and hope for the best, so that's what we're going to do. I need one more, so I'm sorry. Oh, that's not that loud, is it? Like, would you make a video doing autism tests? Yeah, I did do one several years ago, doing like the little, like the shitty little online, like, so you think you could be autistic ones, but that was years ago. If there's any like specific tests or quizzes or like general online stuff that you want to see me do, if you send it to me, I'll do that video. I also like I don't know what other people do and what other people use as yes, Mrs. Biffle Chips. I love that name. That would be a fun live stream. We could all do the tests and then compare scores and see who's most autistic. Okay, is that warm? Yeah. I don't want loads of bread, so that's probably gonna be enough. Oh Christ, where's my yeast? It looked like I'd just abandoned you there, but I didn't. I just needed to find some yeast. I love baking bread because I well and truly just throw shit in at this point, and it just fucking does it. Like, I don't know how I do it. I just do. I'm really proud of myself for having figured out bread, largely because my mother never did. Like, not to shit on a dead woman on Christmas Eve, but my mum had us eating bread rolls for fucking years, homemade ones, and they just weren't very fucking nice to level with you. And I'm sure she kind of knew, because how could you not? But the fact that I can make my own really genuinely good bread makes me so happy inside. I think that'll be a lovely little part of tomorrow for me. I also am thinking that I might do another live stream tomorrow. I don't know how much people actually like want to hang out and do these, because I'm really enjoying it. So I want to keep doing them. I don't know. I don't want to keep doing it and just be like really egotistical if no one's actually enjoying it, you know? Miss something. I'm 27 years old. Oh, Floxy has all the good ideas. Can we do Doctor Who quizzes? Can we all find out like which Doctor Who character we are together? Okay, I'm now putting things away because I don't need sugar for bread. But I am going to need you. I said that to the flower, not you guys, but obviously, please do stick around. It'd be lonely. Oh god. I'm just waiting for that first batch of cookies to cook and the yeast to bloom really now. Like they're just gonna read the documents and be like, you know what? Autism, you're fine. The chat jumped again, that's what we're doing. My shocked and slightly put off reaction was reading that you've not seen a single Doctor Who episode and having to reaffirm to myself that you've seen Ashes to Ashes, so it's okay. Oh, you'd rather sit and chat over playing video games. I am honoured. Sophie's also never watched Doctor Who. What the hell, guys? This is my second live stream, Isabella, sorry. I went live for the first time very late last night to make sure that it would work for today. Yes, well, Pepsi Max is the shit. Pepsi Max is very nearly the only thing I drink. I only drink Pepsi Max and tea. That's a lie. I also drink Pepsi Max Cherry when I want something a little different. See, the thing with Doctor Who is that similarly to the way that I'm like, do you want me to just explain Life on Mars to you so you can watch Ashes? I am very like, okay, so you watch the first season with Christopher Eccleston because it's perfect. Why would you not? Rose, perfect episode. Boomtown, incredible episode. The Empty Child, if I can get my fucking words out. Like, Mickey being turned into a bin, the Autons. Season 1 is perfect. Watch up until the Christmas special. See David Tennant appear. I don't give a fuck about it from there. You can forget about David Tennant as far as I'm concerned. You can forget about Matt Smith. You can forget about Peter Capaldi as far as I'm concerned. The only bits of Doctor Who you have to watch are the original series 1, like Christopher Eccleston's series 1, and then from season 11 onwards. That's my full out. That's my guide for Doctor Who. Pepsi is 1,000 times better than Coke. Oh, thank you, Blake. That's very nice of you. I'm just seeing all the Trekkies in my chat, and I'm like, oh damn. See, this is a treat for me having a Pepsi in the day. I normally do tea all day and then Pepsi in the evening. See, I for new Doctor Who fans, there are bits that I'm like, y'all can skip. I do personally really love Matt Smith. Like I've met Matt Smith at Comic-Con. He's like my fourth favourite Doctor, and Amy and the whole Pandorica and Rory doing the whole like waiting for her. Oh, I love Rory. Like I don't feel like people expect that, and I also don't feel like there's enough Rory stands in the world. But I really, really fucking love audhd. I love Rory Williams. Oh, come on, Christopher. The Canine Offshoot series was shit. I'm sorry. I hate that they made him all like smooth. Why is Canine should be a box? Canine is a box dog. He should not be fucking smooth and cyberistic. And I didn't like it. Oh, I've seen about the Stray Cat game. It's meant to be really, really nice and really like relaxing and nice. Like, I've seen about it. I haven't played it. I don't know anything about it, but I've seen about it and been like, that looks nice. I'm sorry, guys. I fucking hate Star Trek. Hi, Gemma. I wish I didn't. I really do wish that I didn't. And it's not something like, it's not that I think it's shit, you know? It's that my oldest brother was really, really, really into Star Trek. And he had the diagnosed autism, so it didn't matter what I was watching or what I was into. He just had a meltdown. He needed to watch Star Trek to calm down. So turn off Doctor Who. It's time to watch Star Trek now. So yeah, I hate Star Trek. Yeah, it really is just bad connotations. I did go and see one of the. You guys are gonna know the movie that had the Benedict Cumberbatch and Chris Pine and Zoe Saldana. I went and saw that in the cinema because it was during my Sherlock phase. Ooh, sorry, but I didn't hate that, to be fair. But it also wasn't great. I haven't watched any of Stargate. I don't know anything about Stargate, but when I watched Battlestar Galactica, people started telling me that I would like Stargate, and I think they were probably right. I'm not close with my siblings at all. I wasn't close with them growing up. They're 8 and 9 years older than me. They were always kind of assholes. They physically hurt me a lot as a child, and I did not remain close to them as an adult, and eventually cut them off, and now I don't speak to them at all. There's a Shrek mod for the Stray game. See, Battlestar Galactica, I literally only watched because I'd gotten. Was she even. Who was I even obsessed with in it? There was a. Oh, that was it. So the woman that's in Community in the Comic-Con episode when Joel McHale, when Ringo's all like, yeah, people think I'm the mouse. So the really hot woman that he flirts with, she was in Lucifer, and that's got. I can't remember his bloody fucking name off the top of my head right now, but the guy that played Lucifer was in Doctor Who. So she'd been in Community and Doctor Who, and it was the Community episode that was about Doctor Who. So then I ended up watching Battlestar Galactica purely because she was in it. Yeah. So I didn't finish it, and then I got really into Starbuck in it, and I thought they were going to give us a lesbian, and then they made her not a lesbian, even though everything about her screamed not straight. It was ridiculous. I don't like the texture of pears. I don't understand why they're grainy or why stuff's falling down behind my laptop. Tom Ellis, thank you. It is Tom Ellis. Time to check the cookies, and my yeast is blooming. They need another minute or so. Yes, we are ready to make a start on the bread. I'm not currently going to make gingerbread because I don't want to. I might do it on the second live stream later. I am going to stick around here. This isn't me saying goodbye just yet. But we're not getting around to making various batches of cookies right now when I still have to do another batch of the chocolate chip ones in the oven. Okay, bread. That's what I'm excited for, to be fair. I want bread with my breakfast tomorrow. And like, I can leave this to rise overnight and then actively bake it in the morning and have fresh bread. It's going to be great. Okay, I need to switch back to my phone for the chat so that I can actually do this bread for like 3 minutes. Fine, go and watch Star Trek then. God. Are you telling me that like you have the big loud phone alarms? I need like a nice little quiet one. I've set the timer. I know it's coming. I don't need it to scream at me, you know? I might have done a bit too much flour here. Oh no, I don't know. No, I have. I've done too much fucking flour now. It'll be fine. What brand of vegan smoked salmon? I don't fucking know. It's from Asda. It has Asda's own brand. It was cheap. It was there. I see so many people talking about various brands, and like I never find them. I won't lie to you. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna add a bit of oil and give it another wee mix, and then I'm just gonna cover it and leave it to rise and see if it happens. Yeah, that looks alright. Oh, a Scooby-Doo cake pan sounds fun. I've also not. I see. This is the thing is, I in my head, I'm like, oh, I love smoked salmon, and like I remember liking salmon when I ate meat. I don't remember ever having tried smoked salmon because like it is a big thing in Denmark. We definitely had it around sometimes because my dad liked it, and like when we were on the ferry and stuff, I remember him eating it. I'm not sure I ever even tried like actual real smoked salmon, and I'm really not sure if I'm gonna like it. But it sounded fancy, and I was just trying to find like cool, fun, fancy things to have over Christmas, you know? So we're gonna give it a go. Oh, see, I tried getting one of those little like smartwatch things, and I thought it was going to change my life, but I can't deal with having anything around my wrists. It turned out it made my entire arm feel like it was going numb and tingly. So I bought one with like a bigger strap, and then that was just moving around too much. And I think the fact of it is, I just fucking hate having anything on my arms. Okay, we're gonna have to finger knead this a little bit because it's not going to plan. I want it to be good bread. Please, I'm begging you. I've told everyone in this life that I can make good bread, and if you're shit tomorrow, they're all gonna laugh at me. Oh, this is how my mother spoke to me. That's not gonna make good bread. You're back. Oh shit, I forgot about the coffees. They only needed another minute, not like 10. Oh, they're fine. They're fine. See, it might now they look like that. In a few, they're gonna cool down, and they'll go all like crumbly and cookie-like. And as soon as I've finished what I'm doing with this goddamn bread, I'm gonna do another batch in the oven. This doesn't look right. This doesn't look how my bread normally looks, even though I've made it the way I normally make it. I'm quite concerned. But also, like, there is some level of, like, gluten forming, so it might be alright if I just knead it a bit. Oh, you have smoked salmon and cream cheese on Quebec? Is that how I say it? I've heard people say it. I know it's a city in Canada. It's mentioned in Tusk, but I don't know if that's how I say it. Oh, I see Morgan having to call someone out on my behalf. I didn't see the original message, but like, please don't be a creep. Oh, it was lovely having you here, Glam Scams. Go nap. Have a lovely little time. See, I never had smoke. I don't think I've ever had raw salmon, is the thing. Now that I think about it. And the idea of eating raw fish always freaked me out, which is probably why I didn't have it. So the fact that it's vegan probably actually does just work way better for me. But like, it's so weird because I remember it being around all the time in Denmark. And I know I definitely ate like other types of raw fish. I don't remember having salmon like ever. Yes, I am going to do that, Chloe. Moderation activity? No, that's not what I click. Community moderation? Oh my god, how do I do this? Okay, I think I'm figuring it out. I will only be a moment, I swear. I'm just putting you in as like everything here, Chloe, I won't lie. Oh, it shows all the people I blocked. I wasn't expecting to see that today. Okay, you might be a moderator now, you might not be. If you're not, we're just gonna have to go with it. More like, oh, okay, I was pretty much spot. Quebec, yeah. Quebec. Oh, someone from Portland. Thank you. Hi. I was a Twilight fangirl. Obviously, I want to visit like Portland, Oregon, and like the whole like Pacific Northwest. I also really want to go to Seattle because like Nirvana fan. Okay, that's my bread. I just need to cover that bitch and leave it somewhere. I feel really self-conscious every time I pull up my trousers on screen. I'm not even pulling up my trousers. I don't know. I said it like, ow. I assure you that I do not want to make eye contact. Yay. Thank you very much, Chloe. I don't like having to block people, but also, like, why do people act like this? I think it's also, like, I'm really, like, putting myself out there. Like, you can literally just talk to me. Like, you very much don't need to be a creep, you know? Like, half the people currently in the chat I've had individual, like, private chat just conversations with because you were normal, nice people. Like, gosh. Yeah, like, you're just so much more likely to actually interact with me by being a person. Is this still really hot? Yes, it fucking is. See, these are how my cookies look now, at least. So we're gonna do another tray, which I shouldn't have left in the oven. I'm just dumb. It's amazing here. Everyone is queer and neurodivergent. This was the aim. That's the community that I need. It was, see, I did it on the laptop, but it was finding the channel and pasting the URL was weird for me. But I've done it. We have a mod. Thank you very, very much, Chloe. I really didn't think I was going to need anyone to moderate it, honestly. I really wasn't expecting this. I hate when people get stuck in the scissors. Like, surely the point is you're supposed to fucking cut. Bastard. Oh, I need to weigh them out again now. See, if I hadn't started weighing them the first time, I wouldn't have to weigh them now, but I fucking started it. My hair was fully inside that one. It's just as well. These are really for me. I'm sorry, are you making... No, I don't... I really actively avoid making eye contact with strangers. What the fuck is this? Sorry, my scales were suddenly not in grams anymore. I absolutely despise it. Doing like the first look and then look away. They're like, oh, awkward smile because we made eye contact. I hate every moment of it. I don't want to make eye contact with strangers. I really don't enjoy. Deeply regretting starting weighing out the cookies because there's going to be a weird amount left over as well now. And I'm just going to, oh no, I'm going to have to eat raw cookie dough. How bad? See how I'm not making you listen to my coughing? Big up and asthma and smokers coughs, I guess. Albuquerque. That wasn't shade, by the way. Like, making eye contact with, like, whatever autistic people do, I'm just like, that's what you do. Like, fair dues. I just absolutely despise making eye contact with strangers. I read Got Ray Charles in my head now, and I immediately thought that you were talking about Craig Charles for some reason. Is there a Red Dwarf Christmas special? I haven't watched any Red Dwarf in like ages. I watched the Benidorm Christmas special last night. Grizzly, that's what I do. I realised that like it's not so much that I'm actually face blind, it's that I've taught myself to never look someone in the fucking face properly. I don't look at people ever. I don't want to see the way they're looking at me. I don't want to see if they're staring at me. I don't want to know if they're laughing at me. I don't want to make an unintentional eye contact. I don't want anything to do with strangers. So I just don't look at their faces. And as such, you can be someone that I know quite well standing directly in front of me, and I will fucking blank you. We need another timer. Okay. Oh, that's done. I'm back to hanging out now. Real. I need to stop reading messages and be like, yeah, and then just not mentioning which fucking message I was replying to. It's my second ever live stream. I'll get better at it, I swear. Even with people that I know well, anytime I've made eye contact with them, it's accidental. Like when I'm having a conversation with someone, if I'm far enough away, I can like sort of glance towards their face and just be sort of unfocused and not have to pay attention to it. And then if I'm having like an up close conversation with people, I've had many a time that I like make the eye contact and I don't know when to look away. And a lot of the time when I've been out, it's usually some random fucking man that I don't know how to get away with that's suddenly like talking to me up close, and then I catch his eye and I can't look away, and he definitely thinks it's like flirting and like prolonged eye contact when I'm just like staring and thinking like I don't want to look at you anymore. So that's fun. I really want to eat one, but I don't think they've cooled down enough. Oh, let's find out. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah. Yes. That is a motherfucking cookie. Look at that. Mm. See, it's crunchy on the outside. That bit's like real hard, but then it's all like soft and gooey and warm. That is a fucking cookie. Eye contact always feels very intimate. I think that's why as soon as I make eye contact with someone for a long time, I'm like, oh my god, they're flirting with me. Because why else would you do something so intimate? The warm cookies are just the best. There's just like these are still good when they're cold. That's why I stick with this recipe. But just a warm, soft, crunchy cookie. Oh, good luck with sugar cookies. I've never managed to make cookies that are meant to like keep shape well. I feel weird calling people by their names, especially when like I need to get their attention for something. I would much rather just be like, oh hey, you know, I don't want to have to say like, excuse me, your name. I think that's where like reading. I keep talking on my mouth full, I'm sorry. But I think that's where the chat's like kind of a struggle for me as well. Because I don't know y'all's names, and some of you have like your name, and I don't know how to pronounce it, and I don't want to mispronounce your name because it's rude. And then obviously a bunch of them are just usernames, so I don't know like what the fuck I'm meant to call anybody. So I don't know how I'm meant to like acknowledge like I'm replying to this specific comment. But we live, we thrive. Flapjacks aren't pancakes. Flapjacks are oats and nuts and raisins and shit mixed with like golden syrup and made into like a little oat bar type thing, is it not? That's what I know of as a flapjack. Ooh. I did not know that flapjacks and pancakes were the same thing in the States. It makes me wonder how many times me and Winter have been talking about things that are not the same. There's loads of shit that we ended up finding out we mean like completely different things. Morgan is being relatable as fuck because when I left primary school, I didn't want to forget who like my friends, and that's the thing. I was like my friends, and it was just my classmates. These people didn't like me, so I had a notebook with all of their names and their email addresses in. And I never emailed any of them. I didn't want to talk to them. I just couldn't not keep track of them. Yeah, Harry. But now I feel weird. Like, did you hear the way that came out? Like me referring to you as Harry, even though that is your name. I just like it could be worse. And also, you're easy because I know that your name's Harry. Like that's an easy name. I'm not worried about mispronouncing Harry. Like the thing with the question of waffles or pancakes is that it so massively fucking depends. Because if you give me a British pancake, I don't want that. Some random bit of like rubbery fucking shite, and I'm good. I don't want that. Whereas British waffles, I mean, they're not really British waffles. We always have like a Dutch waffle, or this waffle, a French waffle. We don't have any of our own fucking waffles. But any sort of waffle that you get in the UK is vastly superior to an English pancake. But American pancakes are fucking incredible. But I've had loads of American pancakes in the UK that were shit. And it was when I was in America that I was like, oh my god, American pancakes are actually light and fluffy and delicious. They're not like that in the UK. American biscuits are savoury scones, aren't they? Oh, you have scones as well, though. Okay, I need to stop talking with my foot. This is the last bit of cookie, okay? Yeah, like American pancakes in the UK are shit, but American pancakes in America are incredible. And it's who said someone said that it's all of the chemicals and shit. Brady said that it's chemicals and microplastics, but I don't think that's the case because I stayed with friends. I didn't stay with my friends. I don't have any of those. I stayed with my one friend's friends. And while they made us pancakes for one of the mornings, they made chocolate chip ones and blueberry ones. And I was like, how did you make these? Like, these are incredible. These are delicious. These are one of the best things I've ever fucking eaten. Like, how did you make these? And she was like, it's just flour, sugar, and soy milk. And I was like, it's fucking not though. I've done that. I have done that, and they did not taste like this. It did not taste like this. You know. So I don't know what it is, but it's so much better. I've never eaten a waffle that doesn't fill me up too much, I think is the thing. And I think that's because like over here it is usually like a big dessert thing. You've got like loads of chocolate and syrup and ice cream and fruit and like all sorts of shit on it. And I'm overly full. It just makes me over full. I don't enjoy it. But I'm not gonna leave like 4 bites of waffle on the side of a plate, you know? Oh, that's the trauma of my parents making me clear my plate, isn't it? You know, some of the best plans are the ones when you thought that you had all the plans that you were going to have to do. Like, everything's so much nicer when you thought you were going to have to do something else. My dad always made, like, really, really thin pancakes because, like, in Denmark, they do near enough have, like, crepes and you have them with, like, lemon and sugar. And they're not the worst things in the world. But if I could have that or a blueberry American pancake, I know what I'm taking. I know what I want. It might be the plant milk, to be fair. Because I took a lot of Yorkshire tea bags with me, and then I ended up having to. I was like complaining that I was gonna have to try and find tea bags, and the people that we were staying with were like, "Oh, you drink Yorkshire tea, don't you? We've just ordered them. You're fine." It was really lovely of them, but like my tea tasted different, even though I'd taken my own tea bags. So I think it probably is the milk, to be fair. American sweets were wild. There were so many desserts and cakes and sweet treats that I tried in America that, like, I think my face was almost like they were sour because I'd just never tasted anything that was so sweet before. I really fucking loved it. Like, I think a lot of the time when I talk about America, people are like, yeah, and it's awful, isn't it? And I'm like, no, it's fucking great. like, I'm seeing the reality that everyone else is seeing. I'm just not upset by it. I'd say that as like general day-to-day American life. Massively, massively not here for Trump, obviously. Just need to like make that very clear. Oh, I wouldn't have expected crumpets in American. I said it in American because my first thought after that was I'd love to hear an American say crumpets. Is tap water in America sweet because of the fluoride? Because I mean, it's not even just tap water. I've like I was getting the water from like the proper like water bottle dispensers around like Disneyland and Universal, and American water like has a sweetness to it that is a bit weird. Hi, Helen. Oh, I'm sorry that you had to knock on those doors. You've just let's leave that out of the combo. How long do I have left on these fucking cookies? I need to 4 seconds. Fair enough. I've put the big light on. I don't like it, but it's just what we're gonna have to do. Yeah, they also need another fucking minute. I don't know why I set the timer for the exact same amount of time as the first time. But I guess it means we can sort the current cookies. I make so many like just random noises for no reason, and doing it on a live I don't like. I don't like. See, like my best friend's like originally from LA and California area. They're from like Death Valley originally. I don't really know where that is, but they were like, "Oh, the water isn't great. You're gonna like want to drink bottled water the whole time." And like I get that like it's filtered and stuff when you're getting it like out of the machines at like Disneyland, but it just tasted good. Like it kind of like I felt like water in America had a different texture. Take for that what you will. That's what I thought. That was how my mind was. I don't know why I chose this Tupperware. Things aren't gonna like properly fit into this, but we're doing it now, so. Where did I put the baking paper? This chair is so genuinely an absolute lifesaver. And every time I use it and think, oh my god, this chair's an absolute lifesaver, I'm like, it sucks because I could have just done that years ago. There's been many times that I had the idea, and just out of my own like shitty like internalized ableism or whatever else, I was like, no, you don't need to do that. It's like, obviously I fucking do, because it's made life so much nicer. You're too big. Still. Get smaller. Ugh. Okay. I also often tell myself, shut up with the vocal stems, but I also, like, I don't care when it's just me around the house. I've gotten really used to it just being me around the house, but now you guys are here. Especially, like, I do want to be able to, like, post these. That's not a fucking scale. Christ. But yeah, I would like to be able to, like, post these and watch them back and shit, so... I'm pretty sure that the YouTube studio thing, like, gives me an option to edit it and then, like, leave it up, so I don't have to, like, download it and edit it and upload it as its whole, like, own thing. I don't think. I don't know. We'll find out. Like, honestly, a lot of, like, me not being super, like, active and stuff is just that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know how to do shit. Like, that's all it is. Like, it's only because poor fucking Chloe's offered to help mod and then do all these, like, various other things like the Discord that will actually happen. And also, you should be getting paid. And I'm not going to be able to pay you, but, like, that is... You're giving yourself a job there, hon. Nah, guys, I don't know who the fuck I thought I was then. But in the UK, there's also, like, if you work in, like, a corner shop, a lot of those won't let you sit down. Amazon did not let me sit down. When I worked at Sainsbury's, the people that were doing the, like, alcohol and cigarette part weren't allowed to sit down. Like, those are jobs do not let you sit. It is fucked up. Oh, unlist and then put in a live stream playlist. That's a good idea. I need to sort, like, my fucking playlist. I forgot about the cookies again. Oh, that was my hand. They're fine. They're fine. Oh God, Christ. Oh, they are fine. Did you? Yeah, you can see over there. You saw. Oh God, that's too big. Oh no, it's not the right size. But are you gonna be the right size? Because if you're too small, I'll kill myself. I also say that I'm going to kill myself all the fucking time, and you don't hear that because I edit it out. Because that's not the kind of thing that I need to put in fucking videos. It's just a joke. You don't have to be worried. I am fine. It's not a funny joke either, like, it's the thing. It's just not... I just need to stop. That's the thing. You might be thinking, gee, Dana, that cookie dough is literally just sugar and butter and a bit of flour. And you're just eating it. And you know what? It's fucking delicious. I didn't know standing forklifts even, like, happened. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm going to peel myself. I like that. I like the idea of, like, I'm currently so stressed that if anything else happens, I'm going to peel my skin off. Nah, Harry, I've said several times that I think I'd like that. Just go around with your, like, your car, getting the stuff that's on your list. Like, that sounds like a nice job for me. I think that sounds alright. I have applied for that job, I just didn't get it. See, it's shit like having like fucking Dollar General having the staff stand for 7 hours. How are normal people, like, not to be like normal people, but you know, like, how are like people that don't have EDS or chronic pain or like anything else going on? How are even they doing it? Never mind people like me. Like, what the fuck? Like, wallflower isn't dangerous in the UK. I don't think. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. I'm scared that the smoked salmon's gonna make me feel sick, even though it's not even real salmon. Like, I prefer the cooked cookies, but like a little bit of cookie dough ain't too bad, you know. That's such a good point, actually, because like I was, we stayed at the Hilton in London. I don't know how or why the fuck went to book that, but we stayed at the Hilton, so obviously that was quite posh. And I was just like looking at like the doormen and the people that were like their job is to stand there, you know, and like I it's no shade on them. A job's a fucking job. Like, go for it. Why can't they have a stool? Why are you making them stand there? Like, that can't be nice. That can't be a nice job to have. They can't be feeling good at the end of the day. I don't like it. I also don't remember trying smoked salmon before I was vegan. I'm getting increasingly nervous about the vegan version. I won't lie. I did also buy some like Richmond's vegan bacon though, so that if I don't like the salmon, I've got some bacon. No one's talking about the palace guards having to stand and not move because they very specifically chose to take that job. That's not a I need a job, so I've taken this job in a hotel kind of job. That's a I'm the Queen's Guard and shit like that, and we shouldn't have a monarchy anyway. And if you choose to be someone who defends the monarchy, then stand there. That's on you. You decided to do that. See, this is why I can't do lives. I hate the monarchy. I despise the monarchy. I don't think that we should have them. This is shit that I would never usually say online, but it's live and I hate them, so like let's go for it. But like, sorry. Like, I'm pretty sure you could just apply to be a palace guard, but you're deciding to take a job that's defending the royalty. Like, that's on you. Stand. Like, we have these horrible people that think they're better than the entire rest of the country that like eats up taxpayers' money. If you want to go and guard them and defend them, you can do so. And I think that if they decide they want you to stand, you decided to be a bootlicker in the first place, so continue licking their fucking boots and stand there. We've already talked about I'm a Christopher Eccleston fan. You should know that that's the kind of thing you're gonna get. Privatise the monarchy. Cauterize the monarchy. Other words that end with eyes. The thing with people acting like the Queen was their granny when she died was that I sort of get it. Like, out of all of the royal family, the Queen definitely was my favourite of them. Like, she was just always there, wasn't she? Everyone was nice about her, and she seemed like she was just having a nice time. As long as she didn't think about all the other stuff, like the time that one of her palaces burnt down, and she didn't have insurance because it would have cost too much money because of all the stuff that they have in their palaces. So they just use taxpayers' money to replace and fix it all. You know, things like that. Go away. They don't do anything. Like, that's the thing. I get really fucking angry about the royal family because they literally don't do anything, and people love being like, they bring in tourism. I assure you that people are still gonna want to see Buckingham Palace if we don't have a fucking king. it's still going to be a big castle. Like, there is no reason for us to have them, and they absolutely eat up resources, and it's just that we fucking love the class system in this country, and we love having some, like, rich, posh people to look up to and aspire to be such as, even though we're never, ever, ever going to manage it. I hate them. I hate them. Yeah, there's also fucking Randy Andy. And wee little mummy being like, oh, don't worry, my poor boy, I will protect you against all the mean people that are saying you're a nonce because you literally are. Like, don't be a paedophile and people don't think you are. Like, Christ. The Queen didn't live on Earth. Like, that's the thing. Like, she did not. Like, I know people have been like, oh, the Queen helped in the war effort. So did fucking everybody. And since then, bitch hasn't lifted a finger. Not only since then has bitch not lifted a finger, but actively, like, had people be like, no, do not lift a finger. Here is your drink, your majesty. Fuck off. No. Why do you need people to be under you like that? Why have you got people working for you like that? It's weird. It's fucked. I don't like it. Like, it's fucking weird. I know it's the way it's always been or whatever, but I think it's weird. And not in a good way. Not in a cool way. You know? Oh, goodbye, Hannah. I'm sorry you're leaving right on my, like, anti-monarchy fucking rant. Christ. Can someone change the topic, please? I could do this all night. It's so bad. Right, it's 20 to 4, and the next one's gonna be at 6:30. So I think at 4 I'm gonna sign off for like 2.5 hours and wash my hair and tidy up a bit, and then be back for the, like, next part. I think I'm probably also gonna, like, depending on how many people stick around and how many people actually enjoy this, I might add another one tomorrow or Boxing Day, because, like, this is fun. I like this. I enjoy this a lot. French Revolution would be fun. I know, like, so many of the words to Les Mis. Yeah, I will definitely let you know what happens. Oh, my bread's already risen, actually. Quite a lot. Look at that. Like, she's rising. This is some Jesus shit. It really is Christmas. Found a lot. Alright, that's gonna go well. Sick. We've only got the batch of coffees that are left in the oven. Okay, that's gonna need to be washed. Oh, I wondered when my drink was. Okay, that's gotta go. I'm just gonna tidy around a little bit while I'm still chatting, sorry. Oh, it was the wrong holiday. Shit. I really thought I was so smart with that Jesus joke, but that was an Easter joke. I can't say that I pay the most attention to Christianity, okay? Like, it's not really for me. Oh, I annoyed myself for that. I can't believe I made a fucking Easter joke. Oh, there's still some cornmeal in the cupboard. I haven't got enough maple syrup. I was gonna say I could make cornbread. I learned to make cornbread on Thanksgiving. It wasn't great, but it wasn't as good as, like, any of the cornbread I ate in America. But for, like, the cornbread you're getting in the UK, it was fine, you know? I love reading people's, like, theories on what Boxing Day's about. I almost knocked things off then, I think. This is the paint from last night that's, like... I really need to get some white paint when things are open. I just make sounds. I don't think about them. I'm sorry, the idea of a church with just the Queen standing in the window, like, gazing out at everyone is so funny to me. I like the Queen as, like, an icon of imagery. I don't like the Queen as, like, an actual part of monarchy, you know? Oh, I would love some American dessert recipes that aren't really hard. I really wanted to make sweet potato pie, and then I saw how difficult that was. But I still kind of want to make sweet potato pie. I kind of really want a t-shirt with Paddington leading the Queen off to heaven, though. Or, like, maybe not even a t-shirt, maybe, like, a sweater dress, so I can, like, really get the image on there, you know? I want some sort of Paddington and the Queen merch. The Pope? Which Pope? Like, the current Pope? Do I know who the... I don't know who the current Pope is. I remember the guy that was a Pope when I was a kid. I was gonna be like, he wore white robes, and it's like, yeah, of course he fucking did when he was the Pope. Like, fucking hell. I don't really know what the Pope does, I won't lie to you. I don't really understand, like, the chain of command within most religions. I don't get what all of the different people are, because, like, the Unitarian church that I was going to, I haven't been for fucking months, but he was a minister, not like a priest or a father. But the guy that wore the same outfit when I was in school, like, he was our priest, he was our school priest, and we knew that he was Father Charles, but, like, Phil at the church is just a minister Phil. I just call him Phil, I have to call him Father Phil, you know, like, I don't know how they all work, I won't lie. You're late, but you're here. I'm going really soon. I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. I was gonna comment on something then. What was it that? The Queen is worm food now. I think the Queen is a dish rag. No, I had a whole topic then, and it's gone, and it's actually annoyed me. That was my own brain. My own brain just did that to me. Ugh. I don't know what to say now, guys. Somebody create, like... I haven't seen the Jetsons. There's so many shows that I haven't seen. I really feel like I need to watch them all now. Flat oatmeal bits? I don't know what... You know, one of the best things that happened in America was I bought the popcorn that you put on the stove. We don't get that here, like, at all. And from what I've heard, it's not, like, the most common thing in America either. But they have it in Scream, so obviously I needed to do that. And we were, like, stood in the kitchen doing it. All of the friends went past that was, like, living in the house. And he looked over and he was, like... He had... I think he was from, like, Brooklyn, maybe? He had the most American of American accents that I've ever heard. Like, when I think American... that's the way they should be talking, you know? Like, I loved him. And he came through and he was like, is that the popcorn from Scream? And I was like, yes, it's the popcorn from Scream. I loved that. That was one of the most exciting moments of my life. Oh. Top 5 shows you haven't seen but want to. It's less of a top 5 and more things that I've been planning to watch that are up and coming, I guess. I want to watch Annika because it's got Nicola Walker in it. I want to watch Where the Heart Is. I always think that that's that one where the family moved to Africa, but there's an Ashley Farrow show that's that, and it also has Sarah Lancashire in. There's all sorts of... There's loads. There's just loads of shit that I want to watch. Oh, I think I am aware of the Jetsons then. I just don't know of it well. I do actually like Aurora quite a lot. I like her more so as a person, you know. Like, I wish that she, like, did content like this. Like, this is how I want to access her. Her music is often, like, it's very fucking pretty. I see why people would love it and connect with it. I just don't really feel anything from it. I don't... Like, Cure for me is a fantastic little bop. I will go off for that. And, like, I do like what she does. I think she's doing good stuff. It just doesn't hit for me. I don't care about it, and I wish I did. I do still have cookies, and I still have cookies in the oven. Wait, did the alarm go off? The alarm did go off. Thank you. Oh, Christ. Oh, my towel. Haha. Oh, that was just in time. Look how perfectly golden they are. You saved my ass there. Brilliant. Exactly, Mrs. Biffleshits. Like, I really like Aurora, like, on a personal level. I love what she's doing, but, like, her music's just not my style. I want something that's, like, fun and 80s and danceable most of the time. And a lot of the time I don't find her music danceable, you know? It's the kind of thing that I want to listen to it while I'm sat at a campfire somewhere. You know, I want to be, like, surrounded by nature and really, like, experience it the way it feels like she, like, kind of intends, and I'm never in that situation. Oh, I've never gotten into Bjork, and I feel like she's maybe one of the people that I would actually, like, get into. New York City, come in. East Coast. I want to go to New Jersey so fucking bad. So badly. That's one of my, like, biggest goals. I want to go to New Jersey, guys. Is your washing machine in your kitchen? Yeah, that's what. Washing machine. We don't have rooms here in England. We don't. Nothing fits. All the houses are tiny and shit. Like, it's so much better in the UK. In the US, things aren't right here, guys. I hated the Spotify rap thing this year, and I don't remember what weird little word jumble it gave me. Oh, New Orleans, Maryland. I never know how to say it because I want to say Maryland, and then I'm like Maryland because that's how you guys say it. It's like one word. It is one word, but I want it to be Mary's land. Like, hydration reminders. Thank you. Ow. I don't have a dishwasher. They are luxury in the UK. The fact that everyone in the US just has a dishwasher, I was like, what the fuck, guys? You're all so lucky. And, like, you're not, for obvious reasons, but dishwashers. I've never gotten into Kate Bush either, really. Like, I know a handful of songs. You know that Kate Bush song that's, like, keeps going viral on TikTok that's all, oh, he could have done something if he'd clearly I don't fucking know it, obviously. Like, do you know the one though? Do you know what I mean? Does anyone? Yeah, they all. Some people do have kettles, and they have other ways of getting hot water. I thought I was gonna have to microwave all of my water for my tea, but they all have, like, hot water dispensers that are actually quite a lot better than kettles. Could it be running up that hill? The one where it's all like, oh, he could have been a soldier, but he didn't have a good time. Yeah, I don't think it's the man with the child in his eyes. That one, the Army Dreamer song. It makes me think of Gene Hunt, and I've cried at that song several times while just thinking about Gene and being like, this is about Gene. God, the degree to which I love Gene Hunt is actually really quite concerning. I think about him all the time. Has anybody seen the episode of River Cottage that him and Keely are on? Because there's a bit where she asks him to roll up her sleeve, and he does, and his hand fits, like, the entire way around, like, that part of her arm. He has the biggest hand. I want to stop talking about Philip Glenister now, please. The degree to which I would marry a man just because his name was Gene Hunt. Can you hook me up? Can you, next time Gene Hunt comes in, can you be like, so there's this girl online that actually wants to marry? Don't. Mm-mm. Have I seen which videos of Kate Bush? I haven't watched much about Kate Bush. I don't. There was the whole phase that everyone said she was a Tory, and I don't know if she is or not, to be honest with you. And, like, of course, the posh woman would be like, I'm not a Tory. But, like, you're talking like that, aren't you? Like, I don't know. I like 60-year-old builders if they're called Gene Hunt. No, I don't. This is. Don't set me up with a contractor. That's the last thing I need. I've already been in horrible relationships. Being in a relationship with anyone called Gene Hunt probably isn't that great, actually. People keep asking what my Myers-Briggs thing is, and I think I need to redo the test, because I don't remember what it gave me, but I remember that it told me that I had the same personality as Fox Mulder and... God, I don't even remember who the other person was now. It told me that I had the same type as Fox Mulder, and I was like, damn right I fucking do. I mean, as far as I've heard, everything in Portland is kind of the coolest thing ever. Like, you don't need to remind me of how old Philip Glenister is. I know. I did also watch... I recently watched fucking... Gimme Gimme Gimme, which obviously Beth Goddard's his wife, and I spent the whole time being like, yeah, I'd feel like we're both of them. Like, we could definitely make it work as like a little like polytriad thing, you know? Like, I need to leave that man alone. I say that, it's not like I'm stalking him, I just watch him in things and think he's pretty. Like, no, I do use too much brain power on him. Considering I'm not even attracted to men, like it's literally just Philip Glenister. It's just him. He does look good for 61. I mean, technically, my name is an amalgamation of Dana Scully and Gillian Anderson, but I was just given this. This was my birth name. This is what my parents called me. I didn't put it together. It just happened that way for me. Ottawa. I've been to Phoenix. I loved Phoenix. Wait, have I been to Phoenix? I've been to Arizona. I'm not sure if I was in Phoenix. Amalgamation. Yeah. Is that... Have I made up the word, or is amalgamation? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm 27 and the deterioration's fucking real. Oh, okay. I thought that I had added a bunch of letters to the actual word. Thank you. I'm not the best with pronunciations, I won't lie. And especially with my accent. There's so many words that I just don't know how to report, like, say in my accent. It's not that I don't know how to say the word. Like for the longest time, I said that my favorite Nirvana album was Bleach when it's actually In Utero, but I don't know how to say In Utero with my accent. In Utero. See, no. I wasn't named after Dana Scully. When I watched the X-Files for the first time when I was like 19 or 20, and I asked my mum, and I was like, did you have like knowledge of the whole like X-Files thing? Like, was any part of your brain like, oh well, I've married this guy and my last name's Anderson now and we can name our kid this? And she was like, what are you on about? Like, she didn't have a fucking clue. And I was like, because Dana Scully's played by Gillian Anderson, and she was just confused. Like, my parents did not... There was nothing to it. It just happened to me. I'm glad. I mean, technically, it's my name because of the Danish heritage, I guess. My dad really wanted to get to name me, and he wanted to name me after his mum because her name was Harder. And my mum was like, "We're not having a child, a little girl, go through Danish school, through English school, and live in England with the name Harder." You know. I do like enjoy my name, so at least we've got that going. I'm so glad people say nice things about my accent now. So many years of people shitting all over it. To be fair, it was spelt like Hada, I think. There was probably a R in there somewhere, but it ended with an A, and it is like a legitimate Danish name. But like, I'm glad I didn't go through school being called Harder. I mean, it's better. My mum got her name because it was her dad's childhood dog, and that was always like, fucking really? But yeah. So at least I didn't have that. I don't have anything left to drink, but I'm also fucking off in like 2 minutes, so I don't want to boil the kettle and make a cuppa while I'm on the stream. Nah, for real though, like, as much as I'm aware 27 is like realistically very young in the scheme of things, I feel ancient. And especially with the way my body like constantly like cracks and bends and aches, I feel like I'm so old. Like, especially when I was going to church, I'd be talking to these like 45-year-old women and they'd be complaining and I'd be like, no, I fully relate. Like, please continue. You know, they'd be like, oh, sorry you're having to listen to this. And I'd be like, no, go off. Back at 8 is the worst. Oh. I love knowing how people ended up being named what they're named. I also like I so massively enjoy it hearing how trans people came to like choose their names, because it's such a different thing when like it's chosen themselves. But I feel like it's the kind of thing that like I wait until I really know people until I start asking that shit, you know? I feel like just asking that off the bat isn't something you should do. The pain of being alive for real. I need to get onto like some little like fucking retirement home scheme or something. Like I would be so happy just living with a load of old people. It'd be so nice. I forget that you don't have to be trans to rename yourself. I won't lie to you. Like just taking whatever fucking name you fancy if you don't like your own is such a good idea, and I feel like it should be way more normalized as well. Like, especially if someone, I went to school with so many people that were either called Jessica or had like wild names. Like one of them was called like Indian Summer Rose. You know, like sometimes you need to change your name. It's choosing your own surname is also a fucking thing. I was about to go off on a whole different topic, but I'm going to abandon you all for like 2.5 hours so that I can wash my hair. That's going to be a big one. For real, a 24-year-old car is ancient, innit? No one wants that. Absolutely heap of junk. And yeah, at 27, I'm meant to feel like a bouncing spring chicken. Like, it's not. Oh. Merry Christmas! I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope people show up to the other one that I'm having, like, to several other ones. If it can be like this every time, I would be very, very happy. It's been very, very nice. Oh, I feel like people are just now joining, but I'm ending it. We're ending it. We're going now. I hope I see you guys in a bit. I feel like I have to do the outro, but I also feel really cringy doing the outro live. But whoever you are, wherever you are, if you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year, and I'll see you again later. End.